was a great rivalry, and we did the Warragul-Druin the following day. This also, the South Gippsland Derby, I think it's referred to, is one of the great rivalries, and especially when both teams are flying like they are at the moment.
Well, let's get to our tips. Who wins? For me, I think Leongatha are still the side to beat, and as Poppy said in our pre-game show, you've got to match it for 4 quarters with this Leongatha side. And just looking at the bench coming to the bench at the moment, they've got out there is Luke Bowman, Jesse Burns is there, and Callum Brill is on the bench as well. There's one more, I just can't catch who that is, but they are strong interchange players that will come on and make an impact straight away. They have not got a weak link out on the park. So for me, Leongatha win. I think they win by about 22 points.
For me today, it's going to be Leongatha. I just hope it's not the same repeat we had last year when Wonthaggi played here and got done quite convincingly as well. I think Leongatha kicked 10 or 11 straight before 11 straight before Wonthaggi got themselves sort of back into any sort of respectability in regards to the scoreboard. I don't think it's going to be quite that well. The conditions are perfect. I just got word it's pouring in Maffra, which is on the other side, I know, but we may even get some big rain coming soon. So for me, it'll be Leongatha on their home park, and they are going to be too strong.
Margin?
17.
If this game was at Wonthaggi, I'd be going for the Wonthaggi curse, just to see how, if it did work. I don't think it will happen at Leongatha. I think they're going to be too strong at home, and it'll be Leongatha by just 7 points though.
All right, well, I'll keep the 7 going with 27 for me. 27 points, Leongatha home side to win. All right, first quarter is about to get underway, all thanks to Virtue Homes. You're listening to Gippsland Live right here on TRFM. It is round 2 action of the Olympia Energy Gippsland League. It's going to be Big Benny Willis up against Tomo Huther in the ruck, and Willis tapped it down. Looking for the free kick there was Vanderplyk. Running onto this, the power. This is Lindsay. Runs onto that left foot, gets it to the wing area. Out in front, couldn't quite mark it on that occasion was Dawson. Comes to ground level. They dive on top of the football, and the umpire will wait, cross his arms, and ball it up out of wing, far side at Parrot Park. Opening 30 seconds. Big Benny Willis has chopped the hair off for charity. Yes, and he did well. Huther clearly tapped it down in the hands of Lindsay, and Heppel wrapped him up in the tackle. And we're going to do it again. Centre wing. Opening quarter of round 2. This time Huther clearly gets another tap out. Marriott tried to crash his way through. Blair was there, picked it up off the ground, got spun around in the tackle from Vanderplyk. Ball goes to ground again, and another pack will form. And the umpire said, I'm going to ping you for holding the ball. It wasn't there, but the free kick will be paid. And our man, Aaron Turton, has it on the wing. Comes inboard to Ben Willis. He does too. Big Benny Willis has got a task in his hand today up against Huther. Delivers off. They come grandstand side. Sammy Forrest is the target. He gets that man nicely. Grandstand wing, short pass, keeps possession and finds Guy Dixon. Wing position, grandstand side. They're just chipping their way through. Dangerous play. Nearly cut off it was by Jack Hutchinson. Now we've got a 50-50 contest. The Wonthaggi side equal to the task. Lindsay tried to break the pack. Couldn't get through. Jackson Harry picks up inside. Big slippery condition. Calls for good courageous play by both sides. And both sides showed it with Fergus O'Connor probably coming off the worst after a hit from Jack Hume.
That was a gutsy play there by Fergus. He just put the right on the line and actually got a stoppage there for the Wonthaggi side.
Levi Hickey took the ruck duties in the forward 50 up against Huther. Clearly a big mismatch. Huther easily won it, but no one won the stoppage. They'll do it again. And again, Huther tried to tap it down. Reid comes bustling through and picks it up, runs through 2 tacklers, then kicked a little one, although Willis was there. And that's where the Leongatha ruckman sits. 1 kick behind the play. He chips it out wide. Can find Heppel, who can go up and mark. Sparks just gave away the free kick, not looking at the ball. As Aaron Heppel, 75 metres out from Leongatha's goal. The forwards lead both pockets. Garnham on a strong lead. In the front spot, looking for the free kick. Not there was Dawson. Little kick comes out right in front of the commentary box in front of Sparks. Over. Boundary throw in.
Nice little setup there too. Well, the matchups I'm looking forward to there is Garnham and Mobilia as well. So it's a bit of a height difference there between Garnham as well. Yep.
So Benny Willis now up against Huther, just outside forward 50, Leongatha into attack. Blair, so good in the clinch, dodges around 1-2, and then can he find a teammate? He can't. Nicely done. They work their way so brilliantly. Josh Bates, quick handball, and now Wonthaggi find themselves grandstand wing, but attacking. A nice pick-up. A kick forward by Jack Hutchinson, edges towards half-forward flank. The pressure on. The mark's been taken. Play on quickly. Top of the square. There's a whistle behind play.
Quarterback, he's called it back. Yep, so it was just, it was called time on, so he just pulled it back. I think it's Staley that's got the ball now, or is it Thomas?
I reckon Jacob Thomas is the player, just outside 50, tries to thread one inside 50, can't find a teammate, taken high, free kick Wonthaggi, first opportunity to score, opening minutes first quarter here at Leongatha will go the way of the visitors, and that's Jack Hutchinson.
The pressure's been right on by both sides as well, so what a find Jack Hutchinson was last year. He's just grown into the game. He's just really adapted to the Gippsland League. I'll tell you now, his marking prowess. I'm looking forward to him jumping over some shoulders this afternoon.
So Jack Hutchinson on an angle a little worse than 45 degrees will kick from 35 metres out. Off the boot, looks okay. They need a good start across the face of goals, a minor score.
And that's his biggest Achilles heel, I think, Jack. He's got every part of the game. He's got speed, he's got height, he can jump. Just his kicking in front of goal lets him down.
And the first score on the board, it's a 1 point to Wonthaggi, and that is on the Virtue Home scoreboard. It's come at the 4-minute mark of the first quarter.
So Forrester for the Parrots brings it back into the field of play. Kicks to the grandstand side. Hume will be the target. Hume can't mark it. Hutchinson sort of tapped it on. There was Marriott, who stood up in the tackle. Got his hand away. Bowman took on the tackle. That's on the footy every day of the week. Aidan Lindsay was strong. And he wins the free kick. I thought he was taken high in the tackle, but umpire was closer than me. Only by about 175 metres. And he's 70 metres out from goal, Lindsay. Kicks it into the shallow pocket. The target is Staley. Couldn't quite mark it. He goes over the top of his head. And it was Thomas in the end as well. They've got some good targets down there. Staley has the long sleeves on. And Thomas has the short sleeves. Rain is on its way, we believe. Not coming at the moment. It's a 1 point margin in favour of Wonthaggi. Tap down in the front spot. And Blair wrapped up Marriott.
Has Willow always been a nude nut, or is he just shaving the noggin this year?
Yeah, for charity. We said that in the opening minutes of the quarter.
I wasn't listening.
No. So again, the umpire throws it up. Thomas taps it out the back. No one there except for Forrester. Bowman had his head over the football. It was not going anywhere. We'll do it again. Another stoppage inside forward 50.
How'd you go in race 5 anyway? All right.
Good if you switched on special comments, Dick Lacino. Thanks to Carpet Country. Wonthaggi inside forward 50 now. They're working out nicely. Bowman over the top. Now Forrester squeezes one out with the left foot. Gets 20, 30 metres out of the danger zone. They got numbers at the fall of the ball. A quick kick forward it was from Heppel. But it's bounced right back by big Tim Knowles inside forward 50. But the green and gold are running in numbers. A tsunami of plays from the half-back line. Can they get some clear air? They can't at the moment. Nicely done. Wonthaggi cut off at the pass by Isaac Chugg. And he holds the ball up brilliantly. And the umpire says free kick Leongatha wasn't quite perfect. Free kick goes the way of the home side, and that goes to young Brill, the number 5. Half-back flank for the Parrots. Just waits his time, chips it out towards the half-forward flank area. Big fly from Harry, couldn't mark. Mobilia was there, just lost it in the tackle. Ball bobbles out again. Umpire, lots of numbers around it, blows his whistle. Ball up, far side.
A lot of 1-on-1 footy at the moment too. It's not allowing either side to play the game style they want at the minute.
So Hutha clearly again taps it straight down. Heppel put a really strong tackle on Sparks. And the umpire will do it again. And what I've liked about Hutha, he's not getting sucked into the physical contact. He's trying to get a run in the ball. If what happens just then, Willis will win the tap body on body. But if he gets some room to move, Hutha will get first hand on ball. It's going to be a great battle, isn't it? You're exactly right. And both the ruckmen are smart enough to understand and realise that's their advantage. And this time, no contact, so Hutha wins it, taps it down, but there's no room to move out there. And Marriott wrapped up his opponent.
Lots of stoppages, not many clearances.
Yeah, exactly right. So again, let's try and get it out of this congested area at half forward. The 1 point is the only score at the moment. Here we go. And it is through Heppel. The kick was beautifully smothered though by Dawson. It goes to ground again. Tapped it on. In there was Vanderplyte. Tried to squeeze a handball out. No free kick.
We're taking the tackle count this afternoon already because I think they've made a few already, both sides.
Gilmore did a good job then to keep the ball in. Hutha went up early, got a tap, left hand, tackled without the ball, I thought, was Cameron Stone. Umpire says, free kick will go Cameron Stone's way. Right half forward flank, Leongatha into attack, kicking to the left of radio, the scoreboard end, which reads 1 point to the Wonthaggi side. And no score to Leongatha, and we've played nearly 8 minutes. Inside forward 50, go the Parrots now. Hutha, as easy as you like, and you know why? There was a free kick behind play that went the way of the Parrots, and you'll find that it's going to be with Jake Vanderplate for Leongatha, who will kick for goal from 40 metres on the slightest of angles, maybe 30 degrees.
Yeah, Fergus O'Connor just shepherded off just so Hooster had clear run at the ball, but got caught out.
Yeah, a bit too obvious, wasn't it? So Jake Vanderplate, the chance to get the first goal of the afternoon. Scoreboard end, home side. 40 metres out, off the boot. Not too bad. I reckon he might have pushed it right as he got through. It's gone through, if you don't mind. The Parrots are on their way.
It's a bit of Groundhog Day there, Poppy, because Vanderplate was our match player of the day last time we were here at Leongatha, and he gets them off to a great start there too. So just a little bit of indecisiveness there from Fergus O'Connor. He was trying to do the right thing, but it's cost him the first goal for the Leongatha side this afternoon.
And on the Virtue home scoreboard, that goal takes Leongatha to the lead at the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. The Parrots 1 goal straight, 6, Wonthaggi 1 behind at 1 point.
Mitch Hayes comes into the midfield for Wonthaggi with Sparks and Blair. The ruckman Huther and Willis. Huther clearly tapped it down, but Willis was good enough to win it off the ground level. Kicked it towards half forward. Hanley went without the footy, then went back and got it again. Tried to squeeze a handball of Hopkins, but he was got pinged for holding the ball. He just held on to a fraction too long. And Josh Schultz has it, centre half back for the Power, squares it up laterally out towards Tiziani. He can mark at his chest. Heppel will stand the mark. Tiziani plays on, little short kick, finds Knowles. And Knowles has it right in front of the grandstand at Parrot Park. They trail the Power by 5 points as Knowles drives his right foot into it, the half-forward flank. Big fly at the back. Didn't quite judge it too well was Hutchison. Ground level did well, did the Parrots, but picked off, this time by Nash. He clears it out for the Leongatha defenders. Right spot, in the front spot was O'Connor. He got shoved and then just had to make a contest. Ground level was Burns. Picked it up, kicked 2 on a 1 contest. Here's Hume. Good work this time by Bray. Bray at ground level, squeezed a handball. It was picked up by Heppel and then got ran down from behind. And Tim Knowles said, holding the ball. Great tackle.
The umpire agreed.
Goal-saving tackle.
That was a 50-metre sprint there by Knowles as well, because he had the ball up here in the middle of the wing here, and then he's made the ground up to call Heppel out.
Yeah, you normally call goals as plays of the day, but that was certainly a player of the day contender for sure. As we go towards the outer side of the ground, Reed and Power go towards the outer side wing. If they've got to win it here, they haven't. The boundary will beat all players involved, and there'll be a boundary throw-in, almost centre wing true, outer side of the ground.
It's funny, 2 players we really haven't heard of this afternoon so far, Sparks and Marriott. So it looks like Marriott might have a bit of a shadow there in Lindsay. So that might be working in the favour of Wonthaggi at the moment. We don't know, I'm just preempting. All right?
1 handball to Marriott I've got at the moment.
There you go.
So ball comes back into the field of play. Huther at the back spot, taps it down. Lindsay just tried to get a handball away, couldn't do so. Sparks was there, he got tackled quickly, and that's holding the footy, and it is. The free kick will go to the Parrots. On the wing area, looks to be... It is Kim Drew, and he drives it towards Stone. Big spoil over the back from Reed of Power. Finds the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. 11 minutes into the first quarter, and it is a 5-point margin in favour of the Parrots.
So what the umpires are doing their job. We've got to get RSI and
RSP. Jeez, it's only first quarter, and there's been 3 or 4 really dreadful mistakes. Anyway, Leongatha into attack from right half forward flank. Nicely done, Marriott. Maybe on the end of that one, could he find a winner in 40? Could not. Beaten by the boundary again. 20 metres from Leongatha's goals, as we say, early in the first quarter. Maybe 11 3/4 minutes gone, mind you. 1 goal to Leongatha, 1 point to Wonthaggi. Ball to be thrown in. Who's going to contest? Huther got a lot of the ball, couldn't quite get a handle on it, but it opens up the way for his teammate in Sparks, who dances, prances, and then kicks 55 out of the danger zone, but only momentarily, because there's been a flock of Parrots around 1 Power player, and the ball's been held in. Right half forward flank, left half back flank, the umpire takes control. Again, Huther gets a run and jump at it, and got over the top of Willis, and the umpire will say, was it a shepherd or over the shoulder?
He's caught a block.
Yep. So a block. No, he caught it over the shoulder. So Willis will win the free kick. Handballs around the back. Oh, it come off the outside of his boot. It ended up in the hands there of Bill. He kicks the inside forward 50, and reading that better was Ryan Sparks of Wonthaggi. Relieves some pressure, kicks it out wide towards Fergus O'Connor. He can run to defensive 50 and hit the target on the wing. Nicely done. It is Thomas. He gives a handball off to the running Tiziani. Goes in towards half forward. Hutchison the target. Westaway came off. He's a player. And it was Dixon, coming off the player, but Hutchison was good enough to take the mark. 45-degree angle, 45 metres out from goal.
That's that springboard footy that Wonthaggi like to play, and the kick there was perfect there by Fergus O'Connor to the middle of the ground, but they just found that inside runner. But that kick was weighted beautifully to Hutch and had to sit on him. He's got the height and the spring as well. So now it's that kicking that we talk about, Scud.
So Jack Hutchison comes in looking for Wonthaggi's first goal of the afternoon. That time it's away to the left as well. Stays there. Might not make the distance. It does in the end, and it's squeezed over for a minor score. The Virtue Homes scoreboard. Virtue Homes in-house design teamwork with your design at home that suits your lifestyle.
Wonthaggi 2 behind 2 points. Trail Leongatha by 4 points. The Parrots are 1 goal straight to 6.
All right, the Parrots. Which way do they go? Grandstand side or main road side? Guy Dixon will be the player that chooses to go highway side or road side. And they've got some runners. Can they dance off the half back line? They can, and they can do it nicely too. Bowman got one of the handballs and he feeds it off. They've got a number of options. They just need the right handball. They went searching and they weren't able to find Jesse Burns. Whereas he had a bit of room to move. It was good pressure from Mobilia that stopped what was going to be a really positive looking surge for the Parrots, and now the boundary umpire will take control. Right half forward flank, Leongatha into attack, and they're leading 1 goal to the visitors Wonthaggi, 2 points. So Thomas is going to take the ruck duties. In the front spot though there was Hickey, come to ground level, picked off by Blair, gives a handball there to Thomas. He drives it to half forward. Oh, there we go, Blair. 50 goes, up. They're still on, the play's going on. Harry has it. They're going to turn around and try to clear it out, and it's going to go back where the fight is, and Blair says, I'll take the mark.
Smallest bloke there, blood in front.
So it's Jared Blair. Dances around the tackler in Drew, kicks it towards the shallow pocket, all Leongatha, and going back with the flight. It wasn't paid in the end, although, was it? Umpire says, I don't know what the umpire says. We're going to come back the other side of the ground. Dixon may have been awarded the free kick in the end, or did he take the mark?
He took the mark, Scott, and the non-officiating umpire played the advantage, and the umpire in control called it back.
All right. So Guy Dixon in after all that from Leongatha has it in the back pocket. A new recruit for the Parrots this year, and he's slotted in nicely into that back 6. Looks like a likely size. Kicks nicely done out towards the far side of the ground. Found a teammate in Vanderplate, comes inboard. A quick handball to run. There'll be 50 metre penalty will be paid, although I think it's still going. I'm not sure that it's a real advantage to Leongatha, to be honest, because they had the flow of the game and some room to move. The mark was eventually taken by Talon Brill, but will he get the kick, or well, he got the kick. Well, wait a minute, what's going on? Well, it is a penalty.
And he didn't take the mark there, he took the mark about 15 metres back.
No, they're going to give it back. Yes. So, Ben Belson is the one that will have the 50-metre penalty, and he has the football. Now he delivers in towards Hopkins, unopposed.
Yeah, that's sloppy there from Wonthaggi too, because they had enough time on the ball them to set up and make sure they had everyone covered, but Hopkins, a smart player, found space.
Parrots lead by 4 points. Hopkins has a shot on goal. Has to kick it all of 50 metres towards the scoreboard end. He gets to about 49. Not going to make the distance. Does he get rushed through? It does. And on the Virtue Homes scoreboard, another minor score. Paul Carter.
Leongatha back to a 5-point lead at the 16.5-minute mark of the first quarter. 1-1-7 to Wonthaggi. 2 behind, 2 points.
All right, maybe Josh Bates comes grandstand. So the kick isn't great, but fortuitously, it was Tim Knowles that had time to take the mark and play on. Like what I've seen in Knowles so far. Grandstand side he goes. 2-on-2 contest becomes 3-on-2 against Wonthaggi, and therefore Wonthaggi can't get the ball out. So just short of grandstand centre wing here at Leongatha. There'll be a ball up. Just repeating those scores from Paul Carter. Leongatha 7, Wonthaggi 2. 2 scoring shots apiece, but 5 points the difference. As the advantage is paid, and Leongatha into attack. It's 3-on-1. They should win this one out, and the player that should get a hand of it is Tim Knowles. He overruns it, and I tell you what, some sloppy tackling opens the door. I reckon it's for Jesse Burns. It is. Yep. Jesse Burns on the bottom of the pack. He wants to feed it off. He's not super keen on making the distance, but he'll kick from probably 45 metres, you'd think.
Yep.
We're over his left shoulder here in the TRFM commentary position. 45, on a 45, off the boot, looks okay, distance! It's got goal! Nice goal, Jesse Burns.
That was a real great setup too, and he wasn't real confident at the start. with having that shot there too, but it was well played there too by the Leongatha side. Just that inside pressure, inside 50 again, that's got him that goal, but just a little bit of sloppiness there from Wonthaggi. They'll be ruling that one.
And it's now an 11-point lead to Leongatha. 18 minutes played in the first quarter. The Virtue Home scoreboard reads Leongatha 2-1-13, Wonthaggi 2 behind, 2 points.
Jesse Burns, a good Leongatha junior coming up through the ranks.
Looks like he hasn't had a haircut since birth, but that's okay. I'm just a bit jealous.
You are?
Yes. Yep. Actually, looking at your mop too, we'll talk about that later on as well.
You think I've got a comb over go?
I reckon you have.
So Willis tapped it down in the middle of the ground. Quick there, kick there from Mitch Hayes of Wonthaggi. Got it towards half forward. Going back though there is Nash. He's able to pick it up, turn his player inside out. Davey was his opponent, and then put a little bit of pressure on to force an errant kick close to the boundary line. Hickey was out there, but Wonthaggi got some numbers. Hayes is the one that gets on the end of this one. Kicks it inside. Hutchison got the set. Nicely done. Great body work.
He plays that so well, Scud. He just got himself under the ball and got his Leongatha play underneath the ball. He's just got that height. Yeah. He reads it really well.
He worked out on this occasion, just wouldn't mind his other forward to be a little bit more separated.
Yeah, of course.
Nearly sort of caused him to cannon into the full forward coming out, but
he's been the most dangerous forward on the ground at the moment.
Jack Hutchison on the other side of the ground from where he had a shot before. Can he make amends this time? He does.
Yes.
The adjustment scored. He puts it straight through the middle. Wonthaggi get the goal they need. The first one of the afternoon is back to 5.
Yeah, well called, Scud, because what he did then, he just went back on the mark a little bit too. I just wanted to watch his style walking in, and he actually went in with a bit of authority, but he kicked through the ball, had his head over his leg, and it did what it's supposed to do when you do it like that.
As Darryl said, it's a 5-point lead. We've played almost 20 minutes into the first quarter. Virtue Home scoreboard. Leongatha leading 2-1-13. Wonthaggi 1-2-8.
Around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
That's the Lions. They take on North in the Adelaide Hills. Buckles in the Adelaide Hills.
It's not. Where is it?
It is 67-44. It is at Mount Barker this afternoon.
Thank you. We've got some scores of the other Gippsland League games. Where are you going, Boxer?
I'll get you in a minute, Scott.
All right, we've got Willis up against the big man for Wonthaggi, Jacob Thomas. Thomas got the hit out. Could he find a teammate? He couldn't. Willis trying to get a handle on it. Couldn't. They're good around the clinches, this Leongatha side. Quick hands. Vanderplate finds Turton, and now Turton feeds off as well. The pressure's a lot, though. Jake Vanderplate, second chance.
Yep, hold the
no second chances this game, and he's a number, or equal number for the opposite side. Ryan Sparks kicks inside forward 50, and guess what? In the blink of an eye, McGuinness has a chance to put the visitors in front, up by 1 point. Yeah, good pressure. You called it well, Poppy. The pressure in the middle of the ground, and that's what Leongatha like to do in the midfield, don't they? Really run and share it around, break the lines. Wonthaggi were good. So McGuinness now. Cooper McGuinness. Take one of his best kicks, not for accuracy, but for distance, because he's directly in front, but he'll kick from just outside 50, off the boot. Gee, he got some weight behind it, but he drove it right, and they edged closer.
4-point margin in Leongatha's favour. They are 2-1-13, Wonthaggi 1-3-9. Virtue Home scoreboard, 21 minutes played, first quarter.
Recruit for Wonthaggi comes from Tarwin.
Okay.
Went well in the competition there, in the Mid Gippsland Football Netball competition.
I think he played downtown as well in the VFL a little bit, maybe for Casey.
All right, so Forrester brings it back in for Leongatha. Over the back, nicely fly there, was from Burns. Couldn't quite mark it, so that was, on that occasion, Hickey. Quick kick around the body from the power. Gets to a dangerous spot. They got some numbers there. Leongatha trying to get the defence back. Lots around it. Hooper squeezed a handball out. Handball there was picked off. Ball came in strong and nice and hard. They have to go again. Good tackling again from Tiziani, and also from Isaac Chugg causes a stoppage.
Got some more scores for you, Scott, in the Gippsland League. Murray 13 to Warrigal 7. Maul, they are withdrawing today, and it's Maul 32 and Druin 25.
Okay. From this stoppage, nicely done. Here's Chugg on the left foot, flying shot of goal, knows where the goals are, and the Zambrero goal in a contender is right there for Isaac Chugg. And all of Wonthaggi get around him. That could be the first goal in a Wonthaggi Power outfit. If not, they're just celebrating the Zambrero goal of the day.
I had to rely on your enthusiasm there to let me know how good of a goal that was then too, Scott. And just some little good signs here for Wonthaggi at the moment too. So they've had the last two clearances, and that will just give them a bit more confidence as well. It must have been a ripping goal because I missed it. I had my head down in the phone here.
And it is a second lead change. It's now Wonthaggi ahead by 2 points. 22 minutes played in the first quarter. 2-3-15 the power. Leongatha 2-1-13.
All right, centre break important. Hoother back in the ruck. Hoother got the tap. Couldn't find the teammate though. Leongatha, they got room to move. A kick off the ground from Drew. Goes inside forward 50 for the Parrots. Reading it nicely, but tackled it equally as well.
Good tackle. Josh Schultz. On Hanley it was.
Hanley, thank you. So good work there. The Parrots looked like they were going to be in trouble. Good diving mark by Hoother in front of Willis too. Had one or two grabs, feeds it off, put his teammate under pressure. Teammate equal to the occasion in Chug. Just kicked a great goal. Now he sits the power forward. Picked up nicely, threading their way through. No, player taken high, no play on the goal. Again, they're inside forward 50. They've lifted the tempo. It's good to watch. Need to be here. Second best listening to us on the radio as the power. They go forward through Tiziani. The lead's on. Good pressure. Picked up beautifully. Can it be his second in a minute? No, McGuinness. He missed one a minute ago, but guess what? Made up for it right then with a great finish after reading the ball off the pack. Absolutely beautifully.
Fantastic call there, Poppy, and the momentum now of Wonthaggi is really starting to churn in as well. Just that mobility of Hoother around the ground might be just that little telling factor against Ben Willis. We know how great Ben's been, but Hoother just showed a lot of mobility there. It was a great mark on the wing here, and he just had the ability just to set that goal up there for the Wonthaggi side.
And last 3 goals have come from Wonthaggi in the last 5 minutes, in the last 4 inside 50, so they've scored every time. It's a 8-point lead to Wonthaggi. It is 3-3-21 to 2-1-13. Virtue Home scoreboard.
You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM in the middle of the ground though. No one here to clear it out except Willis said, I'll give it to Vanderpleit. He handles over the top. Knowles does well. The over the shoulder free kick to Vanderpleit. It's going to come back in the middle of the ground. Fergus O'Connor gave away the free kick. Hume on a strong lead, can elevate and mark, good spoil by Bray, tap forward there by Bill, Hanley clears it with a beautiful hand to Drew, and does the team play beautifully done, and can find Hickey directly in front, take a hat off, Kim Drew, does the team thing from the pocket to put Levi Hickey in front for a shot on goal.
Watched him all the way, his left footer, he probably could have had a shot from where he was, he just looked inside, and it was an absolutely perfectly executed kick.
So Levi Hickey directly in front, only 25 metres out, and puts it through the middle. Hickey gets his first. Great game of football in round 2, Leongatha and Wonthaggi.
You know, Leongatha are always going to respond, don't you, Pop? And it just started again there through the midfield, and Vanderpleit was the winner there. But just that beautiful teamwork there from Drew. And you can just see it's well coached as well, because they're looking to do the team things, and those are the sort of things that get you back into games like this.
Lead back to 2 points. The lead is in Wonthaggi Power's favour on the Virtue Home scoreboard. Wonthaggi 3-3-21, Leongatha 3-1-19.
Don't forget Pot and Palmer night every Saturday night, 5:30pm at the Moore Bowling Club. Big moments brought to you by the Moore Bowling Club.
Just want to thank the North Gippsland Football League. They're actually up to date at the moment. They're Scud 2. Live scores from the North Gippy. I'll be back to you about that shortly.
Very good. All right, Wonthaggi, meanwhile, have broken the pack through Sparks inside forward 50. They're wanting to answer equally as quickly, and they might be able to do this with a quick kick from Davey. Not within metres, and there's been marked last line of defence. Is it Hoother?
Yep.
I reckon Hoother's marked that he must be resting forward, because taking the ruck on that occasion was Jordan Staley, and now Hoother. Well, couldn't this be a dangerous combination with 3 or 4 battling over the top of Willis all afternoon? Hoother on the wrong side for a right footer, but only metres out. He's gone for the drop punt. He's completed the kick beautifully, and game on.
I think the quick message is from Wonthaggi is get the ball inside 50, because you know Leongatha is so good at getting players back inside and supporting their defenders. Ball inside 50, you've got the one-on-one, especially Hoother and Hutchinson. Worked off beautifully then too for the Wonthaggi side.
Back to 8-point lead in Wonthaggi's favour. 27-minute mark of the first quarter. The Virtue Home scoreboard, Wonthaggi 4-3-27, Leongatha 3-1-19.
You're right about being an exciting forward line. The inclusion of Chug, he's playing on the wing at the moment, but you've got Hutchison in there, obviously Cooper McGuinness, they're all very lively down there. And again, this time, as we said, Staley takes the ruck duties, allows a teammate Hayes to run onto this one, and then just Leongatha came in to steal it from him, and it was Brill on the bottom of that pack. We'll have a ball up.
3 of Wonthaggi's goals have come from centre clearances too, by the way.
Key stats brought to you by Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
All right, this time Willis gets the tap. Can he find a teammate? He can't. Around the packs, Wonthaggi just having the edge. A quick kick inside forward 50. They got the numbers. They got the room to move. They can. They'll do it initially through Nash, and they kick to open space. The pace is needed right now, and Wonthaggi have that pace. Feed it off nicely. They do through Jack Blair inside forward 50 only momentarily. They can't get it out, the Parrots, because this time Josh Schultz sends it into the right forward pocket. Huther was his target. He keeps it in, or does he? Will they all be beaten by the boundary? Yes, sir, they will. 25 metres out from Wonthaggi's goals. They're kicking to the Leongatha town end of Leongatha's home ground, and at the moment the visitors are leading by just 2 points.
Ball back into the play. Grabbed out of the ruck, quick kick around the body. Bounce through. No, it was touched. Jacob Thomas thought it was a goal. Good work by the ruckman in the forward line, but it's only through for a minor score on the Virtue Homes scoreboard. Be inspired by Virtue Homes.
9-point lead at 28.5 minutes played, and that lead is to Wonthaggi.
So bringing out a fullback is Forrester. He set out wide, close to the boundary line. Reid with the strength is able to mark for Wonthaggi. He's about to put it back inside forward 50. Inside 50s this quarter, Paul.
It's 12 to Wonthaggi, 10 to Leongatha.
Go back in. 2 Leongatha Parrots flew. Couldn't complete the mark. Blair squeezed a handball out towards Bates, who kick around his body. And it goes over, out of bounds on the full.
They just seem to be outmarking them, don't they? They just have those one-on-ones. Just those bigger bodies of Wonthaggi at the moment have got them in the air at the moment.
So they bring it back in. They stick to the grandstand side. Willis will be the target. Over the back there, big sprawl. That was from Staley. Comes to ground level. Another quick kick forward from Leongatha. Nicely handballed out to Blair. Just a little bit behind him, though. They've got some numbers. They're under pressure, and that's holding the footy. And the free kick will go Wonthaggi's way. Blair's a good tackler. And this is the Jared variety.
PC, what are the inside 50s now for Wonthaggi?
Siren's gone. It's we've had the last 5, but it's 14 to 10.
So Siren's sounded for quarter time. The margin sits at 9 points in favour of Wonthaggi. And Jared Blair has a shot after the siren. He's on the boundary line, on the grandstand side at Parrot Park. He's a really tight angle, 45 metres out. It's going to take an almighty effort. If one man can do it, Blair can. Gets to the goal line. Oh, has it made the distance? No, it was rushed through. The umpire said there is no score from that kick. And that will complete quarter time, an entertaining one at quarter time. It sees Wonthaggi lead 4-4-28, leading Leongatha 3-1-19. You're listening to Gippsland Live. It's quarter time, and it's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. Thank you very much. $2.56. Thank you.
What were you laughing at before when I made a comment? What did I say that was so funny?
No, I don't think it was you. I think I was laughing at Poppy. Was that when Poppy wrote down the numbers?
Yes. No, it was after that. It was in play. I made a special comment, and then you just looked at me and, like, you basically called me a dickhead.
No, you make lots of comments like that. Welcome back to Parrot Park. It's quarter time. Entertaining first quarter of action between these two powerhouses of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. Wonthaggi 4-4-28 at quarter time. Lead of the Parrots 3-1-19. All individual goal scorers in the quarter. Wonthaggi Huther, Cooper McGuinness, Isaac Chugg and Jack Hutchison, while for the Parrots, Jake Vanderpleit, Jesse Burns and Levi Hickey. Boxer, what did you make of that first quarter?
Yeah, it started off like a bit of an arm wrestle, didn't it, brothers? And just what we expected too, especially with these two quality sides. But the inside game from both sides didn't allow both sides to play their open game and their chip around. Once Wonthaggi started winning the ball inside and around stoppages, they just started to move the ball real quick forward. And that's a big key for me. I think when Paul said the last 3 goals come from their clearances, it's about getting that ball inside 50 really quick. just put Leongatha defenders under pressure, and what it does is just those big players like Staley, Hutchinson, then Wonthaggi goes forward, gives them the ability to kick goals. So what they were able to do, Wonthaggi too, was they kept momentum. They kept the pressure on them, and they got the ball inside, and they scored.
Key stats for Gippsland Isuzu. Here's Paul Carter. All thanks to the new Isuzu D-Max. Live your own way.
A lot of the stats are very even. Inside 50s, Wonthaggi 14 to 10. Clearances are 9 apiece. Centre clearances 4 apiece. Free kicks 8-6 Leongatha's way. Marks 14 to 10 Wonthaggi. Marks inside 53 apiece. Contested marks 4 apiece. Main stat winners for each team. Sam Forrester down for 5, along with Jake Vanderplyt. Jared Blair 7 disposals. Josh Bates 5, main ones, and Aidan Lindsay 5 as well.
Let's have a look at around the ground scores. Here it is, round 2, Alinta Energy Gippsland League. All thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. Boxer.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. In a very wet Mather at the moment. It is Mather in front, 1 straight goal to Traralgon, just the 5 points. Warrigal 1-1-7 to Murray 2-2-14, and Morwell 5-2-32 to Jordan 4-1-25. In the Mid Gippsland Footy League, only the one game in round 8.
It's a season opener.
So it is more or less at home to Foster. It's more or less 1-2-8 to Foster 1-3-9. And in the North Gippsland Football League, again, a big thank you for getting the scores onto the page. Churchill 8-8-56, lead Rosedale 3-2-20, TTU 6-2-38 to Woodside 2 straight 12, and Glengarry 1-6-12 to Hayfield 6-11-47.
Thank you very much, Nick Lacino. Interesting, Boxer mentions rain at Mather, yet it looks ominous here that rain is coming, but we've been relatively fresh at the moment.
Just checked the BOM site, and that runs up a prediction up to 4:30, light rain only here.
All right, we might miss it.
Mrs. Pop just texted me to say it's just cruised its way across to Traralgon, so edging closer. But it's Paul Carter, who I'd hate to say the BOM is more knowledgeable than Mrs. Pop, but in this instance...
What's a bomb?
It's Bureau of Meteorology.
Second quarter for McDonald's about to get underway, and umpire throws it up. Hooper again tapped it down. Vanderplyt at pace, hit it, and then gets on the right foot, puts it out in a little bit of space. Here's Drew. He leads. Here's Wonthaggi, opponent there in O'Connor. Gets on the left foot, puts it to a dangerous spot. Good spoil by Mavilia. And he's going to be a good inclusion into this Wonthaggi side, the youngster over the boundary line, boundary throw-in, but Vanderplyt at pace in the middle was good.
They seem very big, but they've got a good balance of good running players too, Pop.
Yeah, they have 8 scoring shots to 4. They lead at the moment, don't they? So it's a nice little lead, but as Traralgon found out last week, leading at first quarter means nothing, end of game.
So boundary throw-in, no one really got a clean handle on it. We're going to have a ball up, hard up on the boundary line, but still inside Leongatha's forward line. Drew was the last one to get up off the pack. And the 2 ruckmen looks like to be the 2 youngsters, Garnet and Mabilia. Mabilia with strength, tapped it towards the boundary. Quick kick around the body there was from Schultz, and it goes close to the boundary line, I think over, out of bounds on the full, on the far side of the ground. And looks to be Hopkins will have the free kick with his right foot, drives it into a dangerous spot. Top of the square, Hume elevates marks, ground level Brill. No, they're going to pay the mark. Brill's about to run into an open goal and slam it home. They paid the mark, did they? Or
they paid the mark, unless he got done for tunnelling, because it looked like...
But if that's the case, you pay the advantage, because Callum Brill's about to run into an open goal.
It tells me that they paid the mark.
Must be a mark. So hard angle, only 10 metres out though, should put this through. Jack Hume likes it off the boot. No, he doesn't. It's a minus score on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Earn and redeem reward points when you order McDelivery via the My McAppers app.
At the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, Wonthaggi leading by 8 points. They are 4-4-28 to Leongatha 3-20.
All right, so Wonthaggi trying to bring this out of defensive 50. That ball through Jai Gilmore kick wasn't as good as it needs to be against a good opposition. All of a sudden, what should have been their ball becomes a 50-50 contest. They're equal to the task. A favourable bounce, and now Wonthaggi comes to outer side of the ground through Tiziani, right half forward flank. Numbers at the ball. Can they keep it in the area? They can, but only momentarily. Leongatha applied the pressure, and Wonthaggi says, yeah, step right under the mark. This is where we are, and they force the ball up right half forward flank.
They certainly do. Again, who thought, but this time the strength there, good work by Willis, taps it, but no one was there except Leongatha, and Bates was one. Squeezed a handle inboard, Lindsay just fumbled it at the crucial moment and then got wrapped up in a Willis tackle. And we'll have another ball up.
It appears that could be a bit slippery out there all of a sudden. I can't see any drizzle. Can you guys see it?
Not at the moment.
Just
pressure's hot though, Paul.
Yeah, true.
Heppel, ground level did well. Sweeping handball. Vanderpleit on the run is good. Gave it to Drew, who gave it back to Vanderpleit. Tried to step around the tackle. In towards Hanley. Squeezed the handball out to Marriott, who has a flying shot at goal and misses. The build-up was good. The execution just not quite on from Marriott in his first game of 2023.
But they were able to sustain a bit of pressure then too, Wonthaggi too. I think that would allowed Marriott to just screw up his kick at the last minute.
So they bring it in with numbers. They go short. They got runners and defensive 50 to half-back flank. Cut off on the half-back line and taken high too. The Parrots player, who could have been Hopkins, plays on quickly, finds a winner. Just outside forward 50. This will test. They need to find a winner inside 50. Good lead. And they found him nicely. It was Jack Hume, who missed a moment ago. Nick Lacino, because I reckon he went back and did what we've all done all of our lives, and rather than kick around the body, chose the old-fashioned kick directly at goal. He's lucky this angle.
He's lucky to slot it through.
Yeah, from here, 45 metres out.
The commentary curse begins.
Here we go. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Off the boot. Distance won't be a problem. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Dropped a couple of feet short. And rush through for a behind.
3-4-22 Leongatha, 3 behinds, will rush this quarter to 6-point margin behind Wonthaggi, who are 4-4-28. That's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Knowles had the kick-in duties and kicked it to Bray, who had to give it back to Knowles. They were under some pressure, but eventually got it out. And the kick, though, from Knowles went out of bounds on the full. Leongatha just starting to build the pressure box.
Yeah, they really are, and they're just forcing the error on Wonthaggi at the minute. I just love that matchup with Bray and Hume. How far has Hume come in his career to have a player like Bray already manning him up?
So Leongatha decided to kick it backwards towards Forrester, who is about centre wing for the Parrots.
Basically all 36 players in the forward half, their own half, Leongatha's half.
Yeah, went back to Jacob Lammers, who comes backwards again. Now it ends up at centre half back now, if you don't mind, where Jackson Harry has it. Goes lateral towards the grandstand side. Guy Dixon has it. Got a little bit of space in front of him now, and he just trundles off. Right foot kick. It's a 2-on-1. The two put a spoil up. Lindsay was the other one there to help for Wonthaggi. Handled over the top to Bray. Gave it back to Lindsay. Now they get a little bit of extra support. Here's Chud. Took a one tackle with a don't argue. And then a neat little left foot kick is beautiful. In towards Thomas. Look at the handle off. They've got this. Look at this. It's Staley. He can mark directly in front and run and put it through. Look at this, all right, Poppy. Transition footy at its best from the power.
Yeah, they got him on turnover. The overlap play was fantastic. How good was Chug? He's just his neat kick inside, and there's off you go.
Change the lane.
Just created that run, and it just got Leongatha on the hop, and the kick was ideal coming inside 50. So a great finish there from Staley.
And we now have a 12-point lead in Wonthaggi's favour. We've hit the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Wonthaggi 5-4-34, Leongatha 3-4-22.
We'll just go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Gippsland. And in the AFL, it's the Brisbane Lions, 17-11-113. They're in front of North Melbourne, 8-2-50. Stop being a pest, Bobby.
Free kick in the middle of the ground is going to go Leongatha's way to Bowman.
I only said about your hair, but we'll talk about it later.
Right. Bowman on that left leg goes towards left half forward flank. In fact, threatens forward 50. Can he find a winner here? Spoils, but the spoil goes towards the Leongatha goals. Burns picks up and Burns goals. Boom! There we go. An answer within inside 5 seconds.
That's the class of Leongatha, and we could just see, they're not going to take it lying down in regards to that little bit of a mishap that just prior to happened 3 minutes earlier. That was a classy goal.
Free kick in the middle of the ground.
It was debatable, but
no one knew what the free kick was.
Well, the whistle, true, and that's what happened then too. Is they got caught him flat-footed, and Leongatha capitalised.
4-4-28, that takes Leongatha 2. They trail Wonthaggi by a goal, Wonthaggi 5-4-34, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. We're at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, and Jesse Burns, our first multiple goal kicker.
Don't forget to download the My Macca's app. It's the only place you can earn and redeem reward points when you get Macca's delivered, and from the middle this time it's Wonthaggi through Lindsay. Can kick it out wide. Nicely read in the air by Bates. Half forward flank now for the Power. They do trail by the margin. They kick inside forward 50 though. It's a turnover, and Harry takes the mark. He goes lateral towards West away in front of us. I thought that for a moment Dawson was coming to pick it off, but Westover is up to the task. He's going to kick it down towards Forrester. Couldn't quite mark. Reid did well, looked for the boundary and got it right in front of the Leongatha coaching staff. Trent McMicking just wondering where the spark's going to come from. The Parrots trail at the moment by 6 points. It's been an entertaining game. Hopefully you're enjoying it right across Gippsland and the Valley, right here on TRFM. It is Gippsland Live, thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical.
So Willis gets the tap down, went searching for Bowman, couldn't find that player late, a nice tackle, dropping the ball's the call, no, not paid. A quick kick forward and off they go, the Parrots again from half forward. They do it nicely through Ned Hanley. Can they find a winner there? They can, and it's nearly Garnham. A boundary throw-in will take place, forward 50.
He's been well held today, so far by Mobilia. So I was looking forward to seeing Jensen really light the scoreboard up like he did last week.
Two young kids.
Here they are.
Two good products.
Two good products, absolutely.
Ball comes back into the field of play. Hoofer tapped it over the back. Quick kick out of the defence area for the Power. Goes straight up and down. Nash was there. Stone also for Leongatha. They couldn't complete the mark. Ball goes to ground level. Stone did well. And Davey was in the bottom of that pack as well, as you'd always expect. Another ball up, this time in front of Wonthaggi's coaching staff. Willis with the strength, tapped it down. Out the back it goes. Sparks tried to get through one, did nicely. Tried to handle out the back to Tiziani, just missed him. Allowed Leongatha to run onto it. Turton gives a handle off to Hume. They go inside 50, comes the other way. Gilmore, nicely done. Back to Tiziani. Now they got one on the outside. And Blair spreads and runs. He can mark it on his chest. He does. He turns and goes. Jared, Harry's in a good spot. Oh! Elevated. Did a little step. Chips over the top. Poppy said, look at this again. It's the same man, Poppy. Jordan Staley in front mark.
Can I just say, what happens is they're zoning off against Staley and pushing high up in the ground to keep their zone in, but when they get the turnover, Staley's too smart. He's got too much space between the player, and he's been caught a few times. This is the second time now it's worked for them. It could happen 3 or 4 times in the first quarter.
Directly in front, 15 metres out, he goes bang. Put the credit down to the back line of Wonthaggi and also Jared Blair on the spread.
No, I'm going to give mine to Jack Atchison too. Yeah, he was caught behind the ball. He just jumped in front, and it was his crossover move to lose his player as well, and the sense of mind just to get the ball inside the start. It was great.
It's almost like the 3-card trick there that's being pulled off twice. It takes Wonthaggi back to a 12-point lead. We played 10 minutes into the second quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, Wonthaggi 6-4-40, leading Leongatha 4-4-28.
The old 3-card trick that's been pulled off twice. As a ball comes
Lindsay's there. I'll take over, Pop. You have a bit of a chuckle to yourself. Here's Blair. Goes inside 50. Dawson, 1-2 bites. Takes the grab. Dawson, 45 metres out. The man on the mark will stand. Jacob Lammers.
Don't you love Saturday afternoon footy?
Fantastic.
Nothing better. Great to have you covered. Stick with us. It gets better. As Dawson has the mark. 45-degree angle. Takes his time. They do lead by 12 points. It's a game high, is it? Equal game high, 12 points.
Yes.
As Dawson, Harry, from 50 metres, gets a little bit of a run around. Oh, get off the boot. Does it get there? No. Just snuck behind the post. And on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard,
6-5-41 Wonthaggi, leading by 13 points over Leongatha, 4-4-28, 11 and a half minutes played in this second quarter.
You good, Pop?
No. I'll give it a go. As Forrester brings the ball back in, defensive 50. Wow, they're starting to feel the pinch just a touch. Taking the mark was Chug on that left leg, usually deadly, top of the square. Can he find Staley again? Can't. Staley brings it front of the pack. Can they squeeze it out and find a Wonthaggi teammate? They cannot. Umpire takes control. Just 15, maybe 20 metres from Wonthaggi's goals. They've lifted the pressure. 6-5, the visitors to Leongatha 4-4. Staley takes it out of the pack. Oh, quick catch.
Stone.
And Stone one hand on it and then took the resultant mark as well. And then quickly played grandstand side where he went to find a teammate in Jacob Lemurs. So Lemurs now defensive 50 and deep in defensive 50. Right in front of our commentary position. A punch from Hoofer at the back. Willis at the front. And just for good measure, there was a Tim Knowles in between. But they're all beaten to the ball by the boundary. The umpire will ball this one up. Left half forward flank. Wonthaggi into attack. Right half back flank. Leongatha defending. Leongatha were good in the first quarter. And maybe even better this quarter. Levi Hickey possibly in this ruck work. Thought we heard a whistle. Player was it called? Blair edges it. Gains another 10 or 15 metres. And Darryl Scud Cooling will call this one out from the boundary directly and only metres in front of our commentary position.
13 points, Wonthaggi lead by into this second quarter, 13 minutes. Hickey giving away a foot just about. Did okay in the ruck. Ground level work was all right too. Nice little handball from Sparks. Tried to clear the area. Didn't get it out. Hooper said, I'll give it to Blair. He's very good in traffic. Got a kick away. Coming out now. Biz Dawson. Get the other way. There might be a free kick for holding the man. The umpire says, just slow things down again. It was against Dawson.
Yeah, he came in low and got him high.
He came in low and got him high.
Well, that's right.
All right. So Kim Drew. After getting one low and got him high,
he came in high and got him low. Either way.
Got the Forrester in the back pocket. Forrester's left foot kick is across the goal. Oh, Dixon couldn't take the mark. Now we're under pressure. Oh, now he's going to pick it up this time. It touches him. We know he's got tricks. Step around the body coming. Oh, if you don't mind, there's your Zambrero goal today. Absolutely. He's got two of them. We might have to give him 2 vouchers. That's a step around the body from 45. Jack Hutchison.
That's your goal of the day. There it is there. And this kid can play. And maybe he's just going to keep doing that sort of stuff, Pop, because I think when he has to think about it too much, his kicking lets him down a little bit then too. And just good presence of mind there just to know that the goals were open, and he put it high up in the air too, didn't he? Let the ball do the work in the air. And it was a great finish there by Jack Hutchinson.
Now out to 19-point lead at the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, and we're talking about Wonthaggi Power leading with Leongatha by that margin. They are 7-5-47 to 4-4-28, and that's on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
I still don't know what I want to say about that low one.
We sort of knew what you meant, sort of. Ball thrown back up. Here we go. Who's going to be first player there? Good work. I reckon it's Bowman. Fires it out. Nicely done too. Found his teammate in the Heppel. They now inside forward 50. They desperately need a goal. Can they get it through this bloke in Hopkins? They can't. They go short, and then I tell you what a finish by Kimmy Drew. Every time Wonthaggi go there, Leongatha go bang.
They've just got that ability to do that, haven't they, Pop?
Yep.
Drew's a beautiful silky finisher too, so they just put the pressure on again. It's that stoppage again inside the ball. What a game. The clearance, Wonthaggi goals, Leongatha goals. It's just, this is what we come to see, and this is what we're getting.
And we're back to a 13-point margin, 15 minutes played in the second term. Wonthaggi leading 7-5-47 to Leongatha 5-4-34 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, everywhere you look, big moments occur, and the Moore Bowling Club this afternoon, Pot and Palmer night. Again, the ball's in the middle. Lindsay gave it out to Hooper by hand. He barrels it inside forward 50 for Wonthaggi. Oh, Nash couldn't quite take the mark. Now they're under pressure. Lammers was there. And wrapped up. We've got a tackle. Just a little bit of hesitation now sets in for Leongatha. It's a great game of football, back and forth, inside forward 50s. You've got to be on your mantle for 4 quarters to beat this Leongatha side. Quick kick from Sparks, goes high, straight up and down. And the other way, Cooper McGuinness couldn't quite mark. Ground level was good, then wrapped up, nicely done by Ben Valzen. And we'll have another ball up, this time only 20 metres out from Wonthaggi's goal. Lots of numbers around the ball up. It's a 13-point margin Wonthaggi's way. 16 minutes into the second quarter. Leongatha got numbers from this stoppage. Van der Plyte, right foot kick, goes high. In the front spot. Big fly from Garner. Gave away a free kick, although Gilmore took the mark anyway. So Gilmore puts it back inside forward 50 for Wonthaggi. Staley flies. Gilmore flew as well, couldn't quite get there. Comes back out, Garnham straight at it. Nicely done this time by Bates. Handles the Sparks. Sparks' kick is smothered. Ricochets back towards Heppel. His right foot barreling kick is under pressure, just clears the zone. Gets to the wing. Bray got tackled in a little bit of strife from Willis.
Dropping the ball.
Holding the footy was a quick call. Bray might be injured. Willis says, I'll take the free kick. Gives the handball off to Hopkins and wants to get the game moving quickly. Although Hopkins got nowhere to go. Gives it back to Willis. Steps around 1 and 2. Hanley here comes in to help. Gives it to Hopkins. Strong work by Lindsay.
Boy, oh boy.
Big bump on Hopkins. Ball spills out for a boundary throw in.
They're hunting now, Wonthaggi. They were really hunting the player then too, and they really forced the error where Leongatha really could have got a really good slingshot then from the Willis free kick, and they didn't. So, well, good credit there to Wonthaggi.
All right, so Garnham in the ruck for Leongatha now. Gets the tap down too. Oh, geez, nearly found the running Van der Plyte. Couldn't. A quick kick under pressure. by Lindsay, offline and out of play on the full. Free kick will go the way of Josh Hopkins, who goes inboard and finds Heppel. Now inside forward 50. Good take. Plays on quickly from the back line. It's nicely done by Reid to the advantage of Blair. Blair just needs to get a touch. He does, but he can't find a running teammate, and it's cut off really good by Brill. Inside forward 50. This ball bouncing from half forward to half back for both sides.
Good tackle.
And some great tackling means that Schultz will have to give the ball up to the umpire, and there'll be a boundary, in fact a ball up half forward line. Leongatha into attack. Van der Plyt, left foot kick. It's all the power, and Kyle Reid will take the kick.
Everywhere you look, every moment is a big moment. Whether it's a kick, an inside forward 50, they're under pressure. Reid's kick is going to miss Chug. Can he keep it in? He does. He's got some time. He's got some tricks, all right. Left foot kick towards the wing area. Hutchison will fly. It calls a contest at least. Ball comes to ground level. Well done by Lindsay. Desperation stuff to Blair, who got wrapped up and then dumped, holding the footy.
Jeez, that was lucky that wasn't a sling.
And Jackson Harry actually said sorry to Blair as well after the sling tackle. He went out wide now to Marriott, who haven't called a great deal this afternoon. Paul Carter for Gippsland Isuzu Ute.
Fourth disposal.
Obviously it is his first game back this year. Went backwards to Harry. Just a little bit of slow play now for Leongatha. Back to Nash. He's got time. Sloppy kick though. He's going to miss West away. They've got some help though. This time it's through Forrester.
Good bump.
That was from Cooper McGuinness. The kick went down the line. Free kick will be paid to Van der Plyt, who's been very good. On the wing. Looks up. The lead from Brill goes now in that direction. He's got 5 on his opponent, but the opponent closes quickly, and Knowles spoils it over for a boundary throw-in.
Jake Van der Plyt, 12 disposals so far.
They've been good in the defence, Wonthaggi, Nick.
They have, and Knowles made up some ground then too, because Brill had a good, 10 or 12 metres on him, just to create that stoppage. So well done there.
Down here they go. Sorry, Scud, half-back line. They come out. Wonthaggi used his body nicely. Did Dixon. Couldn't take the ball, though. And now there'll be a ball up once more. So the score is this. After 20 minutes of the second quarter, the visitors, Wonthaggi 7-5, total of 47. Leongatha 5-4, 34. Ball thrown up again. Nice tackle it was on Spark. So good that the free kick was paid. Advantage now also paid. And getting on the end of that was Turton. Turton goes inboard to Hanley. And Hanley with that... No, right foot, top of the square. What's he done? Free kick down the field?
Might be 50. There it is downfield, yep. There's a free kick down in the goal square boxer to Hume.
Yeah, Hume directly in front can bring the Parrots back to within 7 points. So Hume directly in front, 15 metres out. Bread and butter stuff really. Off the boot, no problems at all. Leongatha will not ever go away.
And I was just sitting there thinking about how we're talking about how well Wonthaggi are going, how well they're playing. It was only a 7-point play before that kick.
Yep.
So Leongatha, who were probably playing not as well as they want to be playing, were only 7 points out of it. Now they're only 1. So never ever write off the Parrots.
And we're back to a 7-point margin in Wonthaggi's favour on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. We've played 21 minutes into the second quarter. Wonthaggi 7-5-47, leading Leongatha 6-4-40.
Last year Boxer brought out an abacus. He might need it back.
I think I'm going to bring it back.
Ball back to the middle it is. We've kicked 3 goals each this quarter. Leongatha and Wonthaggi. This time Wonthaggi go forward. At ground level, Fergus O'Connor gives the handle up. Heppel's there though to pick it off. Van der Plyt gave it inboard now. This time it goes to Turton. He gives it across now to Hanley. Kick around the body. It bounced over the top of the forward. And then Jack Hume socking it off the ground. Jack Hume's got 2 in a minute. And Leongatha all of a sudden, Boxer, they're 1 point.
No, it's not. It's not 1 point.
It is now.
The scoreboard's wrong over there. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk about that later on. But
Jack Hume gets 2 in a minute.
He's full of confidence now there too. But back-to-back goals there from Leongatha. Just when we know that the side like Leongatha... 3 in a row, was it? Thank you, mate. Over to you, PC. They've got me stumped at the moment.
It is a 1 point margin in Wonthaggi's favour, and Leongatha have kicked 3 goals in about 7 minutes, and it is 7-5-47 Wonthaggi to 7-4-46 Leongatha.
It's pretty much what it says. The scoreboard says it. Yeah, just about 5 to bring out your abacus, or as you call it, an absicus. Ball bounced up. Here we go. Going over the top was Willis. Dropping the ball. Tell you what, I thought Bowman was doing everything he could to get the ball out, fend off, and then took him on. Yeah, you don't try to do a Dusty Martin. Not even Dusty can do that anymore. As Wonthaggi go down the guts, can they find a winner? No, Willis taken out of the contest. The big fella hits the ground. Yeah, the earth shakes, and the free kick is paid. Leongatha's way. The umpire just had to compose himself. He just got rattled.
Wonthaggi overdoing the man-on-man thing. It's 9 free kicks to 1 this quarter.
Well, as we said, observation, margin sits at 1 point. Pop. It does, as Willis now will give ground. Ball's in the defensive 50 for Leongatha, and it's in the arms of Nash, who goes half-forward flanking. Oh, he should have found Henley, who dropped what he should have taken. The umpire will now take control of the ball. Was that a falcon? Just about. Did Ned Hanley forget to put his hands up and use his head? I'm a big fan of Ned, but maybe he's listened to Boxer's joke. It might have been. Got to use his hands. Now Marriott
Workplace
comes out of the centre bounce. I thought held without the ball. Wonthaggi defender play on was the call. The defender was Kyle Reid. Right half forward flank, boundary throw in.
Do we have HR?
We do. Yeah. It comes through me.
The other start is Wonthaggi 17 marks to 5 this quarter, so they are controlling the ball once they get hold of it.
A fascinating game so far. Marriott's handled over the top. Tiziani picked it off, gave a handball to Lindsay, who kicks towards the centre of the ground. And Jack Blair was paid the mark? No, must have been a half volley. It was quickly wrapped up in the Ben Valzen tackle, and the umpire will ball it up right in the middle of the ground at Parrot Park. It's Gippsland Live for Harvey Norman Electrical into the second quarter. 25 minutes have gone, and it's a 1 point margin. We've got a great game on our hand. Wonthaggi do lead it. They win this clearance again. Handball out to Davey. Quick little kick, goes over the top. Dawson just waited for it. Nash put one hand up, and then went and found the footy, and then Davey comes in and shoves him over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. Working hard in the midfield as well, Mitch Hayes for the Power. Grandstand side, ball about to be thrown back in. Here's Rob Popplestone for you on TRFM. Huther gets the tap down. Can he find he was looking for Ryan Sparks? Couldn't find that player. Willis taken or dispossessed of the ball. Fairly says the umpire. Good heat around the contest. At this stage, I tell you what, Wonthaggi are equal to every challenge that the reigning Premier can throw at them. Just a point the difference, favouring the visitors, Wonthaggi. Ball bounced down, nicely done, good work around the body it goes. Cameron Stone, only as far as, looks like one of the Blairs. Must be Jared, because it's not the yellow booty, or is it? I think it's Johnny Bates. Yep. Gee, I tell you, dropping what he could have taken, there's a perception of pressure there for Mitchy Hayes. Nice fighting contest for O'Connor at the bottom of the pack. He won't be able to get that ball out, or will he? They're trying desperately to get it out. The umpire says no. Gee, it's tough. Yeah, pack of 12 players around the ball. She's a bit sloppy, but as Scud says, it's pretty tough. Nick Lucino.
Just for around the grounds, thanks to Harvey Norman, Gippsland, and it's in the Gippsland Football League, Terrelgan, 113-19, they lead Maffra 1-6.
Well, just quickly, they go forward again now, do the Power. Gilmore gets it to half forward. Nash with a big spoil. Here's Blair at ground level. Got the hands out. Nicely done. It went to Davey. Inboard now to Dawson. It's going to come off, and they get it to, out there's a Bates. He steps around one, gives a handball off to Davey. Comes to ground. Big solid there work by Jordan Staley. Although Dixon was up for the task. He grabbed it and then kicked the scrubber out towards Burns. Burns and Bray. Burns has got some pace on Bray. He can twist and turn. He gets around him, handballs backwards, he had a little bit of support out the back. It's Hopkins, his left foot kick goes down the line, and Mabelia, strong, tall defender, takes the mark for the Power. More scores, Boxer, while Power laterally kicked the ball.
Yep, Murray, 8-4-52 to Warrigal, 1-8.
All right, change of direction. Sees Tiziani grandstand side now with the option of Huther. If you can find that player, he can't. Huther got a fortuitous hand on the building. It finds in itself Jacob Thomas, but coming through nicely. Bowman stops the right and goes forward. Geez, there's some heat around the contest from all players. Should be applauded. The ball's always the target, but if you're a body in the way of the ball, you're going to cop it as well. The boundary umpire says to the main umpire, it's your call.
and he comes in, grabs the ball for a ball up, right half forward flank, Leongatha into attack.
In the last game there, 2 more, 7-8-50, lead drawing 7-4-46.
Lindsay head over the football wrapped up from Bowman, to Big Betty Willis, sorry. And we'll have a stoppage.
And Scott, we didn't mention the power play tomorrow against the Bendigo Pioneers in Bendigo.
10 a.m. start tomorrow morning for the Boys. They're already up there. We've gone 27 3/4 minutes into this second quarter. It's a 1-point margin to Wonthaggi. They lead it at the moment. It's been an entertaining first half of football. Big moment brought to you by the Mall Bowling Club. Pot and Pub night is tonight from 5:30 p.m. only $20, and you can catch all the AFL games live on the big screen. Again, here's Marriott. Gave a handball backwards to Bowman. His quick kick goes towards Hickey. Gilmore was there for the power. Tried to squeeze a handball to O'Connor, who quickly got wrapped up in a strong tackle over the boundary line they go. That tackler was Heppel. Hickey comes in. They're still waiting to get up off the bottom of that pack. Jensen Garner was the one that threw the tackler. And a good one from the young kid. Boundary throw in. Inside Leongatha's forward line. It's a shallow throw in. The umpire will say, let's do it again.
Scully will wait there too. In round 8 in the Mid-Gippsland Football League, it's the Moore East Hawks 5-2-32. They lead Foster 2-5-17.
Ball comes back into the play. Hoother tapped it over the back. Sparks couldn't get it. O'Connor was there. Took on a tackler. The umpire said you had no opportunity and we'll ball it up.
It's been a sprinkling of really heavy, heated contests with some really nice, beautifully flowing play. There's a bit of everything today. No matter the footy you like, you're seeing it all on display today here at Leongatha. The boundary line will win this one. Leongatha almost rugby-like, working it forward metre by metre, and find themselves just 20-25 metres from the Parrots' goals, their home goals, kicking to the hometown end. And at the moment, they're still trailing by just the 1 point. Ball thrown back in. Nice quick, Vanderpoint nearly got a go at it, but it was taken off the ball fairly. Quick kick forward, out of play in the full.
That hurt too, Vanderpoint.
Yeah, a bit slow in getting up. In fact, he's on his haunches now and gets up. The player with the ball, is it Hanley? I can't see his number.
He's in the worst pocket for us here.
Yeah, well, he's
Cameron Stone.
Cameron Stone. So with the boundary to his left side and the fence to his right, a kick to the top of the square. Got a little bit of hand on it. And guess what, Paul Carter?
I'd say the scores are just about level, Poppy. Or as I think Dennis Committee once said, 1 more point each and they'll be level. 7-5-47 apiece on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. And should be just about half time. 30 minutes gone already.
Well, Wonthaggi are going to wait for the ball to come back in. It'll be Josh Schultz who has it. He plays on. He's got a teammate there he can go to and find, and that is Hayes. Inside the defensive 50, they hold on to the football. Fergus O'Connor now has it. His kick towards the wing, grandstand side. Big fly over the back, clears the pack. Running onto this one was Staley. Got shoved out of the way. Forrester went and got it and gave a handball to a teammate. Harry squeezed it back towards Westaway, who's under the pump, and then just got dumped in the tackle after the whistle went. And they weren't too happy with that. Westaway wasn't happy with the tackle from Cooper McGuinness. And now Hutchison comes in. There's a little bit of push and shove. Meanwhile, Hoother just grabbed it out of the ruck. Kicked it towards that scuffle. Forrester had it. Free kick. After he kicked it, now Staley comes in. Bent Velzen goes to him as well. Staley said he gave away the free kick, but he doesn't take a backward step. It's getting a little bit willing as we'd expect. It's bitter, this rivalry. And scores are all level. 31 and a half minutes into the second quarter. Forrester's got the free kick at half back for the Parrots.
So all options seem to be taken, so you think he may go for distance, and that's what he's going to do, from half back towards half forward. Bit of length in this ground. Ball spills to ground. Nicely done there by Hickey. Edges it forward on the end of it. He's Burns. Tries to keep it in and play the advantage. But guess what? It was a burnt sandwich with a piece of Wonthaggi bread on either side. The boundary line beats all, and the boundary throw will take place. Right half forward flank.
Ball comes back in, and this time in the front spot there was Hoother. Not going anywhere was Lindsay. Well, I think everyone's is waiting for half-time to come. They want to reset, and this would be fitting if scores were level at half-time. Heppel tried to win it. He got a handball out. Harry Howe, Kim Drew handballed over his shoulder, gave it to Stone. They get it inside forward 50, but they've called that a throw, and the free kick will come back to Isaac Chugg of the Power. A lot of blocking done down the ground, trying to get someone free. Chugg kicks it, and the siren sounds. Blair takes the mark. No little push shove. Siren sounds for half-time. It was an entertaining first half of football, as you expect, between these two Power sides. It is half-time. Scores are all locked up. It's 7-5, 47 each. And we have a massive second half coming up after the break. And I tell you what, just rolled into the commentary box is a little bit of tucker. And the Leongatha ladies have just had one more to give us, Boxer.
I did. It was the game with Morwell East and Foster down at Morwell East, and it's a very tight one there too, Scott. It's 5-2, 32 Morwell East to Foster 4-5, 29 at half-time.
Thank you very much. Both these sides are now moving into position. The big third quarter is coming up. Does anyone want to change their tip? We all went for Leongatha. I went 22 points. Poppy had 27. The Boxer 17 and Paul 7 points. All Leongatha. Here's your opportunity. Anyone want to change?
I'm happy to stay where I am.
I'm happy to stay where I am.
I'll stay with it and the margin.
Yeah, I think Paul's probably better place, isn't he?
Can I change one thing then?
Yes.
Can I change my joke? Can I do it for the post game? Can we just do it after?
No.
I've copped enough flack. I need to redeem.
No, you have to wait now.
You have to wait till next week. You've got 7 days to think about your actions.
Scotty's text me and he's got a joke for tomorrow, and we're just going to see whether he can deliver that better, because if he does, I think then we'll make that a regular thing for Scotty.
Yeah, well, I've had a message from Hierarchy at TRFM, and they're not happy. They're happy with the call. We're going great guns. It's a great call at the moment. Just the joke. And we have to talk about it.
Snuff something. I snuffed that, didn't I?
Yeah, you stuffed it as well.
Yeah.
Third quarter is about to get underway, as we said. It's all thanks to McDonald. Don't forget, the My Macca's app is the only place you can earn and redeem reward points when you get Macca's delivered. The third quarter, the all-important one, the premiership one. I know it's early, it's only round 2, but this will go a long way. Wonthaggi haven't been too successful against Leongatha as the third quarter gets underway. Today might be their day. Hootha had his kick smothered in the middle of the ground. He goes again. He gets tackled by Heppel and Big Willis, and the umpire will do this one again.
Tom Mayer started forward at the start of this third quarter.
Just working his way into season 2023. The superstar from Leongatha this time goes forward. Drew was on the end of it, gave it across to Turton, he kicked around his body. Burns, it does, bounce over the heads of those two. Allows the Wonthaggi defender to come in, give a handball across now to Fergus O'Connor. His kick out to the stretching Bates, who can mark on the boundary line, just chips it over the top now to Sparks, who also marks. Kicks down the line again, they hold onto it. Blair, the small target. Good spoil there from Ben Velzen, who's gone with him most of the day, Box.
He has too, and I think it's quite ironic how every player's come across the ground and zoned this area rather than, and they've kept that fat side really open.
Yeah, we've talked about 36 players in one half, and they're in one half now, but they're in one half laterally rather than with width, as Blair from right half forward flank kicks inside forward 50. Hutchinson, first player there, he's done some remarkable things. First and second leading contender in the Zamburo goal of the day. The umpire will take control. As we say, Wonthaggi kicking to the town end, 45 metres from their own goals. Scores locked away, 47 apiece, 7 goals, 5. Leongatha have been in these positions plenty of times, and for quite an extraordinary number of games have managed to find the winning post. A loss today probably gives hope to a whole lot of sides that yes, they can be beaten. But the question remains, Scud, can they be beaten?
Exactly right. Ball comes back into the field of play. Blair was there. This is Jared. Took on a tackler. Umpire said no opportunity. We'll do it again. I tell you what, there's not much room out there, is there?
They're all playing around the ball at the minute too. Have a look at much of the ground you can see right now.
Yeah, and the tackles are strong as well. They're sticking. It's hard to get any movement from these stoppages. Vanderplat just tapped it. Blair does well. He's been working hard, just Jared. Little handle off to Sparks. Allowed him to kick it out of the danger zone. And out of the lead. Out the back, I should say, it was Dixon. For a moment there, I just thought Wonthaggi were about to come across the front. But Dixon has the mark.
A moment ago, if you would have cut that ground in 4 quarters, all 36 players were in 1 quarter. That's how tough and tight is out there as Leongatha go towards the outer side of the ground.
Just write that down for Boxer, will you?
He hasn't quite worked out the quarters yet.
4 quarters.
Yeah, and all 36 were in one quarter.
Wonthaggi, Leongatha are starting to build through the half-back line. The kick goes down towards half-forward and Hume, and just had a handle. He had a chance to mark it, and then went over for a boundary throw and just gets up a little bit proppy.
What are you implying, Scud?
Just quarters and halves.
Yeah.
It might be difficult because I know how you work in whole numbers.
Is it maths or is it the English?
It's a bit of both, yep.
Yeah. So if you're travelling at 60 kilometres an hour into the wind...
Jesse has it.
No, I'll go and talk to Paul.
Boundary throw in from this one. Kick around the body there was from Heppel, goes inside forward 50. Garner runs underneath it. Big spoil by Reid. Hanley was at ground level. The underground handball bit of Garner, who then got dumped without the football. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Score still level. We've travelled 3.5 minutes into the third. Inside Leongatha's forward 50 at the moment. Reid will do the ruck duties with Jensen Garnham. Ball comes in. Misses the 2 ruckman. Out the back, Drew will kick around his body. Coming out to meet this one is Hume. Can he keep it in the field of play? No, it gets across the boundary line on the near side now. We have a boundary throw in.
Who would you have, Hume versus Hutchinson today so far?
Hutchinson, I think.
Both kicked 2 goals.
Has Hume got 3?
Hume has
3, hasn't he?
Hume's got 2.
I got him for 3.
Ball comes back in. Inside their forward 50, Leongatha. Heppel was there, under pressure, lost the footy. Hanley tried to look for the free kick, not there. And we'll have a ball up. Only 25 metres out. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
Oh, let's see if we can clear this one out. Front of the pack here, nice tap it was too from Wonthaggi's Kyle Reid. Quick kick for goals, no, good work. Found the boundary line. And that was probably the best option, given the pressure around Wonthaggi at the moment. Scores locked away. No score in this quarter. We've played near on 5 minutes. Leongatha right deep into attack, trying to find a winner here. They can't just at the moment. The best chance may come right now. Ball spills out. Not taken high. Good low tackle. Close.
Fergus O'Connor was good.
Yeah, the tackle was on our friend Ned Hanley, who hit the ball hard as well. From the back of the pack, no, play on Sickle, nicely done, spills out. Tell you what, all players given the pressure are finding it hard to get a handle on it. And even when they do, there's so much body around the ball, they can't get clear passage. So again, the central umpire will ball this one out. Wonthaggi have pushed it out from 10 to 40 metres from Leongatha's goals. We'll need to do even more. And here they do. Hit, left, right, centre, from the front, from the back. And hits the ground, and guess what? Gets up and he wants to play on quickly.
Bit of friendly fire too. Marriott and Hanley collided in that one.
And Hanley's not well at all.
Hanley copped, I think, a knee from Marriott too.
Yeah. And
Blair was lucky to get up from it as well.
And he did. Kick to the grandstand side. I thought Willis got on high, and he did.
Is it a bit
high on
early,
Sparks?
I think we'll have a stoppage in play in a moment, I reckon.
What we have?
I'll keep an eye on this.
I know they're not in a good way here at all at the moment. For those.
So Sparks kicks down the line, meanwhile, and a big fly over the back there. No one could mark. Hutchison did well to kick around his body, keep it in the field of play. Spoiling out the back there was Thomas. Worked his play, socketed off the ground. They've got one out there. Chugs all on his own. It's going to sit for him, and it does just now. He gets around, he tries to get around a tackler, and now got pinged for holding the footy. Great work there by Leongatha to get some numbers back. He had all the time in the world, did Chug. And Aaron Turton has the free kick at the other end of the ground. Meanwhile, Hanley is just getting up. He's just going to take his time to get off the ground. So they'll help him off the trainers there for Leongatha. The ball's 200 metres away, so it's not an issue at the moment. We've got a boundary throw in 6.5 minutes. Ned's right in front of us at the moment, holding his head. He's walking off under his own esteem, which is good to see. Let's hope it's only a headache. As the ball comes back into the field of play again, Willis taps it out. Overrunning it, Lewis Turton. Chug got it, handballed in towards Blair. Had to put the tackle on in the end. It didn't quite get to him. They go to ground and we have a ball up. So Leongatha one short at the moment. Hanley's just still making his way off the ground. Hands above his head at the moment, being helped off. He's walking off though, which is good to see. 7.5 minutes into this third quarter. No score, the margin still level. Chug from this stoppage, gave it to Blair. Nice quick hands to the run. And they get it out wide to Sparks now. Gets onto the right foot, delivers inside forward 50. Good one-on-one battle. Back there was Dixon and up against Thomas, and the ball trickles over for a boundary throwing box.
They're really trying to stretch them two down forward. It's just that matter of Leongatha have been able to actually stop that momentum forward for those repeat entries from Wonthaggi, and they've really held that up, been able to clog that defensive 50 right up.
Given the Leongatha have been so strong, you know, we're saying they're finding it hard to get rid of Wonthaggi, but guess what? Wonthaggi equally are finding it hard to get rid of Leongatha, but this could be the big break for Leongatha. Burns has got the target. It's a clear 50. They can almost run it home. Bounce the ball. It didn't come back up, and now under pressure and holding the ball. A certain goal goes missing.
This is what happened the other end. Spot on.
So towards the outer side of the ground they go now. To the power. Outside defensive 50. Looking pretty good, but Wonthaggi, the pressure's being applied, and applied nice and strong, but standing up, no. Taken off the ball, I thought, and unfairly. It could have been Bates for Wonthaggi. He's still on the ground, but they've got the numbers, and one of those numbers is number 1, Shannon Bray for Wonthaggi, that clears defensive 50, grandstand side, taken without the ball is the call, but it's not paid the way of Jacob Lemers. As Scotty Forrester's left foot kick doesn't travel the distance. Vander Fight picks it up and kicks inside forward 50, and a good strung mark by Hoother. How he goes short does Hoother. Finds a player that was down on his haunches a moment ago in Josh Bates. Diagonally through the centre of the ground. It's a risky kick. Taken off the ball with the big man Ryan Sparks. Ground level. The fight is on again, as it has been for much of this game. And when I say fight, hot contest to gain possession. The umpire again will assume control.
Right in the middle of the ground, 9.5 minutes in to the third quarter. Scores still level. Still no score from half-time. A free kick's going to be paid from this stoppage. It's going Leongatha's way to Kim Drew. He turns around. It's an open forward line at the moment, although getting back is Reid. He does it so well, the big fella. Drives it out to the wing. He's got a target out there in Dawson. He's able to complete the mark and have a look down the line. Goes in that direction now, in towards Staley. Over the back, he had to spoil in the end because Dixon got across the front. And the forward became the defender. Causes a stoppage. Boundary throw-in. Just a little bit shy of Wonthaggi's coach's box. The ruckman now, Hoother and Willis. They've battled all day. Hoother had the front spot, tapped it straight down though. Heppel was there to kick it for Leongatha to the wing. Knowles took the intercept mark.
He's been solid all day, hasn't he, Scott? And he's really led the way there for Wonthaggi through the middle of the ground.
Well, he's got one on in the middle. He doesn't want to go to him. Josh Schultz is there. He probably should have gone there. He went lateral, just the 15 required to Kyle Reid. And Reid has a look up. Down the line, it's crowded down the line. It's the outlet kick, high. Towards the top of the 50 it goes. Ground level is going to be important. Tiziani was there, hammered over his shoulder. Dawson just coughed it up to Bowman. Now Leongatha tried to go the other way. Brill was there, left it behind. Slapped it forward to the Parrots. Back though comes Sparks. Handballs back to Reid. Burns though, arches the shoulder and gets around him. Kicks it in, nicely done to Hume. He's about 48 metres out, the guy on the mark. He's too far out. He swings around, plays on and puts it to the top of the square. Going back is Bray and can't complete the mark. He goes to ground. Now they're in trouble. Garnham handballs into the top of the square. Burns had a kick off the ground and missed it. Chug says, I'll just pick it up and swoop on it and then deliver a beautiful kick under pressure and found Mitch Hayes on the half-back flank.
So Hayes on that looping left foot kick. He also finds a good teammate, and that teammate is Cooper McGuinness. Cooper McGuinness outside wing. 50. I tell you what, 50-metre penalty is going to make all the difference. Put him within 50. Is he capable? That's the question.
We saw him get pretty close there in that first quarter then too, Poppy, so he's got a fair go at this.
12 minutes gone, not a score from either side. 7-5 apiece, the same score we had at half-time. 12 minutes into the third quarter. Cooper McGuinness from just outside 50. Distance, accuracy.
It's over.
Yep, it's there. Goal to Cooper McGuinness. Breaks the ice.
Great call, Pop. The pause actually got me, but it was a fantastic goal there. And a 50, just that an error there, display there from the Leongatha player. He wasn't sure who it was against, but great finish there by Cooper McGuinness. So it's what a cracking first 12 minutes of this quarter. It's been played at both ends, and finally Wonthaggi have got the first for the quarter.
Well, a total of 10 inside 50, 6 to Leongatha and 4 to Wonthaggi. Before we got that score, takes Wonthaggi's lead out, saying they were equal at half-time. Wonthaggi lead by 6 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Wonthaggi 8-5-53, Leongatha 7-5-47.
Well, it'll be interesting, boys, if the rain does come, if a side can manage to get a 2 or 3 goal break and the rain comes down, all of a sudden, that task becomes incredibly harder.
Well, let's see if Leongatha have been able to match in the past. Let's see if they can quickly get one. They try and get out the middle. Bowman squeezed a handball to Willis. He goes forward. Here we go to Marriott. Handball's now further afield. Hopkins steps around. Good tackle. Umpire said he just got a handball away. Now Wonthaggi tried to clear it out of the back half. Lindsay tried to crash his way through. Nicely done by Knowles. Kicks to half forward. Blair keeps his feet. Comes out the back. Handball to the run. This time it now gets to Hayes. Gives a handball off. Kicking it nowhere though. Good pressure. Jacob Thomas nearly had a fresh airy. Leongatha through Lammers, gives it out the back to Forrester. Can they take a mark and just reset? Burns just couldn't quite complete it. Nicely done by Schultz. Can he find a target at half forward? It looks to be Lindsay. He gathers, he turns, Burrell gets him, runs him down, got a handball away. Play on, said the umpire. Wonthaggi go to ground. Umpire says my ball. Pressure's hot, good football.
How stiff is Brill want to get that free kick then too? It was a great tackle. He had plenty of time. He did take on the tackler. And this has played a cutthroat. And we're into the third quarter already.
14 minutes into the third it is. 6 point the margin to Wonthaggi. Leongatha get the free kick. Pop.
Well, here we go. Let's see if they can't make something out of what is nothing at the minute. Innocuous free kick the way of Hickey, half-back flank along the grandstand side. Hume the target, taken out of the contest. Ground level, Blair, no, it is Josh Schultz at the bottom of the pack. Burns, who's been better than average today.
Probably may have been spied Sophie today. Apparently the word is having a Traralgon legend in the house. Really motivated her this morning. The A grade have got up at Traralgon, defeated Mafra 40-25.
Well done to young Soph, lovely lady. Obviously takes a lot of her attributes from her mother, Marty.
We'll get you all the A grade scores as well, as we have a ball up half forward flank here, and it comes down to ground level again. We're going to do this one again.
So, Hoother,
just quickly before this ball, we just had word that the Play HQ scores might be a little bit incorrect with the Traralgon Mafra game, so we're going to try and get some updated scores for you. You do have a contact there, Boxer, so get some scores.
Yeah, I know Marty very well, and obviously Nick's very friendly with his daughter.
Definitely after her mother, apparently.
Here we go, Forrester takes one off. Well, play on's the call. Advantage is the call. Drives the player. Plays for the advantage. Taken and tripped. Free kick's going to go Leongatha's way. Cameron Stone. Can he find a lead? He cannot. Geez, there's some good pressure out there. Look at this. Quick hands. And you need quick hands out there today. A clearing kick from Ryan Sparks. Half back to half forwards. Hutchinson. He's quick. Dances around one. Can he find a teammate? Cannot. Need to be pinpoint perfect. He wasn't then. And now Ben Felsen. That's what I need. He kicked it inboard to Drew. He did. So Drew from the half-back line goes towards the outer side. Is that married again or not? West away. So West away, the outer side of the ground. Goes inboard. And this is what Leongatha do. Very patient. He's trying to spread the defence. This time through Nash. Kicks it to the top of the square. Kim Drew, half-back line. They've got a little bit of room to move now. Pressure, though, just means that Forrester can't get the ball on the floor. Good pressure. I tell you what, he's taken high, wasn't he? Yeah, he's got his way. Dawson. Kersey have an absolutely courageous diving contest. Goes inboard now. Beats 2 or 3. Blair just needs to get a handle on it. And can't. This time it's Nash. Half-back line. He bursts the pack and can only go as far as his opponent in Hunter Tiziani. Half forward flank now for the Power. Comes inboard to Blair. That's Jack. Has a look at the forward line. Rolls around and plays on. Delivers a spearing pass over the top of the forward's head there in Staley. Comes to ground level. Try to work hard there on that occasion with McGuinness. Couldn't get it. Now Leongatha's got some numbers. Forrester handballs backwards to Harry. Across the face of the goal to Stone. He's got some time. He doesn't know where to go now. Takes the ball. He's gone. Sparks, that's holding the footy. Great work, Ryan Sparks. Stone just didn't know where to go. He had no option on the far side. He looked to come back to the near side, but they were all manned up as well. And then he got himself in a pickle.
Ryan Sparks was awarded the free kick, holding the footy. He's on the tightest of angles. He's going to run around his body and kick with his right foot. They lead it by 6 points, and he does that, and he puts it through the middle.
Wow.
Ryan Sparks is all class. It's his first of the afternoon, and the margin's out to 12 points, and the rain might just be coming.
They might be coming, Scudder. Both defences this quarter as well have been great. Have been absolutely fantastic. But they just start to peg away now, their Wonthaggi side too. Isn't it funny the way they zone, they leave half a ground open on each side, so it's just a ploy. Obviously they want to try and get the ball on the fat side, but here I tell you what, they are playing that far side of the ground, either side of the ground, they're just killing it at the moment.
Only 2 scores this quarter, and then we've played 18 minutes into the third quarter. Both of them have been goals to Wonthaggi, so they lead by 12 points, 9-5-59, Leongatha 7-5-47, McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
And Wonthaggi aren't finished yet. They're attempting to go forward again through the player that kicked the last goal. Handball over the top. Advantage could be played. Advantage is played. This time it's going to be through Bates. Left half forward flank is at Hutchinson again. It is from 55 out. A kick to the top of the square. Can he find the goals? It's touched on the last line of defence. Yet another score. The bar's been lifted. Can Leongatha jump? They'll need to find something special.
Wonthaggi 9-6-60, leading now by 13 points over Leongatha 7-5-47. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, 19-minute mark, third quarter.
Well, I think we're able to stop a Leongatha reply, because every time they've actually scored, Leongatha have been able to reply.
Leongatha renowned for their high jumpers. Eleanor Patterson, of course. The big high jumpers come from Leongatha, so they need a lift, do they? Here they go, Leongatha. It's through Hickey, in towards Vanderplyte, kicks it out to that side. It's come off the side of the boot. Here's Hutchison. He's got some pace, kicks around his body. Go back, nicely done by Aaron Turton. Of course, we all remember Aaron Turton's goal in the grand final of season 2022 to get him over the line. Now he's at half-back for the Parrots now. Kicks out towards Hickey. Comes into the side this week, Hickey. His kick off the side of the boot, but slipping over Sparks. Allows Jacob Lammers to come through. His handball missed the target. Oh! Kyle Reid with a bone-crunching tackle. The umpire said it was high. Kim Drew has got the free kick. I'm not sure it was high box.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was... Oh, there you go. No, I don't think it was.
All right. Lammers handballs out the back now to Forrester, who kicks it towards half forward. Getting a run and jumper. This is Heppel. Oh! Are you serious?
There's so much courage being shown out there at the moment. It's unbelievable.
Hunter Tiziardi, we're back with a flight. Right in front of the coach's box, commentary box, I should say. 13 points they lead by the power. Tiziardi goes short. Is that 15? It's 15 and an inch. And O'Connor goes to Huther. Huther kicks now towards Gilmore, who missed it. Forrester was there, hammered out the back to Marriott. West away it was, gives it back to Forrester. Inboard now to Marriott, gives it back to the run of Turton. Now they've got some numbers for the ball. Stone gives it to Vanderplyte, steps around Lindsay. Right foot to the fat side. It's a foot race. Heppel and Knowles. Heppel's in the front spot. He's got a metre. Handballs over the top. Jacob Lammers can gather. Oh! Shaddenbray! Boom! Boom! Zap! It's like a Batman movie. Unbelievable Shaddenbray. Stopped a certain goal. Ball up, point of the square.
And he didn't even try to tackle. It was just a bump, just to get him off balance.
The bump's definitely not gone from football. Margin sits at 13. Wonthaggi lead it. Mobilia tapped it out. Lindsay works hard at ground levels, but it goes over in front of he and Vanderplyte. Boundary throw in. 22 minutes gone in the third quarter.
My contact at Mafra. Thanks, Martha. It is Traralgon 50 to Mafra 15.
Thank you very much. Ball comes back into the field of play. Mobilia taps it down. Sparks will run onto this one. Stone might run him down. He got just a little toe poker to it. Good work out there by Brill. Shrugged the tackle. Right foot drives it to the point of the square. It's offline in the front spot. Heppel, big fly. Heppel's on the point post. Can he get a foot to it? Stuck it off the ground. Bray again. The goalkeeper stuck one foot out and stopped the goal. And then run down from behind as Mobilia tried to clear it out. And Jack Hume will have a shot directly in front. This doesn't get any better for round two.
Just wonder if these teammates have been called, been supported by calls from their teammates. They seem to be getting taken unawares.
He just sort of slowed down with the momentum of the kick. He wanted to get that kick away, and he just had no awareness around him at all. But Hume just found some ground.
It might have taken 22 minutes for Leongatha's first goal. Hume puts it through. He's got 3. The margin's back to 6. It's game on late in the third quarter. What a game.
Are we definitely in round 3?
This is finals like.
Is this round 3 or not? I know Nicky is round 8.
It's round 2, isn't it?
It's round 3, isn't it?
Round 2.
Oh, round 2.
I can't do this.
But we get your point.
I don't understand why you can't even get the round right.
Over to you, PC.
That goal, that's Leongatha's first score for the quarter, takes them to 8-5-53 at the 23-minute mark of the third quarter. They trail Wonthaggi by 7 points. The Power are 9-6-60 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Round 2. Is it round 2?
It is round 2, mate. Yeah.
Leongatha, Parrot Park. Round 2 of the Alinta Energy Gippsland League. Again, Marriott in the middle.
Sure.
Wrapped up in the tackle there from Mitch Hayes. Balled up again for a secondary stoppage. Doing the ruck duty in there was Staley. Tapped down by Willis. Lindsay was there but just coughed it up under Leongatha pressure. Coming back hard off the line for Wonthaggi. Will do it again. Another stoppage. 23.5 minutes gone. That was Knowles coming off the half-back line. Gippsland Live for TRFM. Again, this time, Staley does well, taps out to open space. Turton did well to handball back into the corridor. No Leongatha play there except for Marriott. He was able to gather it, handle out wide. This time to Hopkins, closing quickly, Chug. Good work, just deflected the kick enough. Ball now in dispute. Quick kick around the body from Drew. Nicely done, Brody Mabelia. Read it off the boot. Took a mark on the point of the square. Deep in defence for Wonthaggi. Rolls out now to the near side. Kicks towards us. It's going to be close to the boundary line. Chest mark nicely. 1-2 bites. Nicely done. It looks to be Bates, who quickly gets around and plays on quickly. Wants to get to the wing. The shortest player on the field is Davey. He had to go up and compete with two. Nash was there. Hopkins to Marriott was wrapped up in the tackle from Blair. Drew gave it backwards to Beck Velsen. Kicks it inside forward 50. Where's the flies? Hume can't quite take it. Comes to ground level again. Hume handles out to Brill. He puts the afterburners on. Gets around Mabelia and wobbles it through Bray. 1-2 bites. Takes the mark. The goalkeeper again saved another one for the Power.
No, he's done well, hasn't he? Gordon Banks, like last line of defence, 1970s goalkeeper, just in case you don't know. Gets with Chug, goes outside defensive 50, left half-back flank, falls in the arms of Mitch Hayes. Can he find a teammate in Hutchinson? Pushing the Banks the call, play on the call. And now Mitch Hayes tries to butter up, he can't beat the boundary. So just short of outside wing, Wonthaggi coming out of defence. They're leading at the moment by a total of 7 points, 9-6-60. And Leongatha 8-5 for a total of 53. 25.25 minutes gone of this third quarter. It's had everything. Hard knocks, great goals, terrific marks, and plenty of courage. And it's going to take a lot more courage to find the line with a win in this particular game. Can we see yet another draw? Not sure if these two sides have drawn before. Paul Cutler will let us know.
Off the cuff.
Not immediately, but he will let us know at some stage. Outside wing. And that is him just stretching to his right in his briefcase. Put his glasses on, he means business. So does Wonthaggi. Outside, nicely done. Burns, his quick handball though, fell in the arms of the opposition. Ryan Sparks, outside wing. Oh, he went looking for Hutchinson. He flew high and early, didn't get anywhere near the ball. Inside forward 50, good tackle. But out of play, or the central umpire will take control? It's the latter.
Not in this league, probably is the answer.
Nope, there you go. We might be seeing a little piece of history this afternoon.
So ball up, inside forward 50. Van der Plyte at ground level, squeezed a handball, nicely outdone to Drew, who kicks towards the boundary line. Knowles was out there for Wonthaggi. They're going to send it back in. They go backwards by hand to Gilmore. Now to Mabelia on the wing. Drives it, right foot thumping kick in towards Hutchison. Blair might fly. Had to spoil in the end, Jared. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 26.5 minutes gone, third quarter. It's a 7-point margin to Wonthaggi.
Big quarter by Kim Drew, 11 disposals this quarter.
He has been one of the good pickups for them over the recent years. Ball comes back into the field of play here. Staley was doing the ruck duty, then had to do his groundwork. Davey couldn't quite keep a handle on his roll. Leongatha clearing kick out, no one there. It's off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. Wonthaggi build pressure again.
They do. Scud, just down the road, we've got an exciting one down with Maul and Druin. It's Maul 12-12-84. They lead Druin 12-6-78.
All right, so at the moment, Wonthaggi here with our man Brody Mahilia with the ball towards the left half forward flank. Mabelia
My hip there.
Sorry, just Scud's finger was in the way. For those that don't know, Scud looks like Stevie Wonder as he points at all the numbers for those that I can't see over the other side of the ground, and there are many. Left half forward flank. Hutha got the tap down. Quick kick forward from Leongatha. I reckon that player was Marriott. How the pressure's on around about centre of the ground. Just getting rid of the ball was Gilmore. And now we've got a tussle at ground level again. This is where games are won and lost. I'll tell you what, neither side has been willing to give an inch as they work it out, or they try to work it out. They get themselves into trouble. Leongatha through Burns. I reckon he's got two. He could kick three. He took a bounce. He kicked for goal. And he hit the right upright. He's been pretty lively today, young Burns, and he looking good every opportunity he gets.
That's a one-goal difference now on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Wonthaggi 9-6-60, Leongatha 8-6-54, 28 and a half minutes played, third quarter.
Fergus O'Connor was the one who kicked it in from full-back, went to the far side of the ground. Knowles has to work hard, and the three-quarter time siren sounds. Wonthaggi won the quarter. They've won 2 quarters. Leongatha have won 1. The margin at three-quarter time sits at 6 points, 1 straight kick. We have got an absolute cracker on our hands here at Parrot Park. We've got 1 to go here in the round 2 of the Winter Energy Gippsland League. You're listening to Gippsland Live. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
Score from Glengarry and Hayfield, but it was Hayfield 6-12-48 to Glengarry 1-7-13.
It was interesting in that Troggan game, wasn't it? At one stage at half-time, they'd kicked a total of 1 goal, 13, and in the third quarter, kicked 6 goals, 2.
Might have been a bit of a, I think there might have been some problems with the live scoring perhaps.
Okay.
Got that word through, that might have been a few little issues. Paul Carter's working through some of the key stats for Gippsland Ozuza Ute as the sides make their way out for this final quarter.
We almost need the lights on, don't we?
I think we have access to the switch here.
This is how easy it is. Even it is they're even on inside 50, 32 apiece. Clearances 34-31 Leongatha's way, 9-8 set of clearances, and they're just about to start, so I'll leave it at that.
Still got plenty. You can keep going, Paul. Still plenty of people getting off the ground.
Okay then. Free kicks 22-13 Leongatha's way. The marks Wonthaggi 45-38. They had 19-11 that quarter. Contested marks Wonthaggi 9-7, 6-4. The marks inside 50 Leongatha's way. Set shots, Leongatha 4-4, Wonthaggi 3-4. Leongatha scores 6-3 from turnovers and 2-3 from stoppages. Wonthaggi have kicked 5-4 from turnovers and 4 goals, 1 from stoppages.
Some of the key winners, just a couple of those from each side.
Jake Vanderplyt, 18 disposals. Kim Drew up to 19 with 11 that quarter. Sam Forrester, another 8 disposals. He's up to 19. For Wonthaggi, Aidan Lindsay, I have him at 18, 14 apiece to Josh Bates and Jared Blair.
Well, here we go. The final quarter for McDonald's is about to get underway, and it is thrown up. Hutha again taps it down. Blair was there, got a little kick on it. Hutha did well, tapped it across to Sparks. He gets it inside forward 50 to opening 30 seconds. Oh, Hutchison couldn't quite mark. Dixon did well, got to boot the ball. Out there was Jackson, Hopkins it is, gave a quick one out to Forrester. He cleared the area by boot, and he missed his target. We've got a boundary throw in. Leongatha under the pump in the opening 30 seconds box.
They certainly are there, Scud, and I'll tell you, I'm going to predict that Hutchinson's going to stand on some shoulders in this last quarter. He's going to really light it up again, but they do rely on him heavily at the moment, don't they?
Beautiful tap from Willis down to Heppel. Kicks it high into the middle of the ground. Chug flew, didn't quite take the mark. Ground level was good. Handled out now, although Heppel comes in to cause a bit of a contest. Working hard is quick kick on that occasion. Again, there was a Garnham up the ground. He's moved up into the middle. Out wide there is Reid. He's got some support. Gilmore's there. Gilmore now receives a handball from Reid, who kicks it inboard. Gilmore missed. Sparks. Stone was there. Westaway tried to don't argue. Got a handball to Marriott. Quick kick around the body, goes to half forward. And Burns couldn't quite mark with Knowles unopposed. Big spoil over the top. Reid will see this over the boundary line.
Geez, there's some tired bodies out there. I was wondering when the heat and the pace was going to come off this game, because for 3 quarters it's been finals-like, to be frank. And just all of a sudden there's a few players that are running on the spot, a few players with the arms down on the knees. The ball at the moment, half-forward flank. I reckon Willis got a tap to it. Coming through nicely was that man again, Vanderplyt. Kick to the top of the square. One-on-one contest. Hume, he's kicked 3. Got the opportunity. He keeps the ball in the area. Nicely done by Shannon Bray. And now they work it out. Go towards boundary. They'll find the boundary.
Well done.
Right on the intersection of forward 50 and boundary. There'll be a boundary throw-in. Leongatha into attack.
Good one-on-one contest, wasn't it? Bray and Hume. Wonthaggi did well. They've caused a stoppage inside their forward defensive 50. So the umpire gets it back into the field of play. Mobilia missed it in the ruck. Kim Drew had it and get driven into the ground. No prior opportunity. And a ball up.
Just interesting that Lindsay's playing forward deep in the square, and their forward setup is quite high in the ground there too, so they're going to rely on that rollback as well with a quick get out from their defensive 50.
Mobilia won the tap.
So the pressure's on. Leongatha are applying that pressure. They're always going to do it for 4 full quarters. It's only a goal the difference. Just reminding you again, in our match of the day, Blair has the ball, tackled ball and all. Unfairly, says the umpire.
Yep.
It was a super tackle by Forrester on Blair. He had been on the receiving end of a couple of really good tackles today, but every time he's got up and had his mind on the job. Inspires many around him, and one of those blokes is this bloke, Mobilia, who has the ball, defensive 50. Will go long, no obvious option, so kicks long to a contest. That's not the bloke he was looking for, the big ruckman for Leongatha. So a free kick played, it's going to go, is it Hoother's way?
Yep.
It is, so Hoother along the boundary line, plays on quickly.
No.
I tell you what, they had room to move here.
We're going back.
Oh, dearie me.
I don't get this rule.
Has to
You've got
come
go
back around the
yeah.
market.
I just don't get that rule. Just this is what it creates. Just to get that roll-on effect.
So Hoother now, grandstand wing. Probably best option is to go for it, but there's not a lot of movement here. There's a lot of pointing, but no movement. Goes inboard, looking for the corridor. Finds Mobilia again. Just a connector at the moment is Mobilia. Comes grandstand side. Good work. Blair, Jack. This time, edging closer to half-forward flank, the left half-forward flank. Wonthaggi, 1 goal up. Plays on, does Blair. Kicks to centre half forward, true. Need a winner. Nearly had one too in the form of Jacob Thomas, who flew high. Attempted to take the mark. It's cleared now, but probably momentarily. Or is it? Because a kick off the ground is going to open up the door for Marriott. Can he get it? He cannot. A kick off the ground.
Wow.
Right to the right side of the boundary for Wonthaggi, a boundary throw in.
Blair kicked it off the ground, then boxed directly towards the boundary line. He had no other option.
The umpires have been pretty good today too. They've been pretty consistent, so I think you just let it go, play on it.
All right, 4.5 minutes in. Still the margin sits at 6 points. Ball back in there. Blair with a handball. Gave it up though. Turton tried to squeeze a handball. Bowman just grabbed it and kicked it high towards the boundary line inside the forward 50. Just stays in the field of play. Heppel has to do some groundwork. The handball comes in now. Heppel gets it on the end. His right foot kicked to the top of the square. Bray again. Just read it off the boot quicker than did Jack Hume. And Shannon Bray chips it over the top. He's got a teammate there in O'Connor. Fergus handballs out to Gilmore. Defensive 50. The releasing kicks. Beauty.
Gee, you got him.
Found Schultz. Looks down the line. He's going to give it back as Westaway just peels off his opponent and takes the uncontested mark. He now squares it up inboard to Marriott. Right in the middle of Parrot Park. Tom Marriott, the superstar. He's side trail at the moment. He gets around the tackler in Hutchison. Now he delivers to the target. He misses it though. Gets over the back. It gets right to the back. In fact, Hume was there. Bray has to go. Tap it forward. Inside. He got pushed in the back. He's been... No.
A throw.
Yeah, the umpire's called a throw there, Scud.
Wow.
Sure, we found that one there too, Pop. Did you actually see?
Yeah, look, it was questionable, put it that way, but the price he has to pay for a questionable free kick might be quite severe.
Inside 50, game in the balance. Gutsy umpire.
Well, Jesse Burns will be the one having a shot at goal, and he has found a couple today. He's got 2. He's only 40 metres out. He'll kick it from. Slidey angle down to the rec reserve end, or the swimming pool end of the ground. He misses, and it's a minus score on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard.
Leongatha 87.55, Wonthaggi 96.60, 5-point margin in Wonthaggi's favour.
All right, they go short, right back pocket. Shannon Bray has the ball. Got an option, wants to draw the player and kick long. He draws the player and kicks long, but can he find a teammate? Hutchison was a player that jumped high with one hand up just to stop the Leongatha surge, but he couldn't. They surge around the half-forward line. Good tackle again by the visitors, and the tackler was Lindsay, Aidan Lindsay, right half-back flank. Goes along the line, the outer side wing. Can he find a teammate there? Is he searching for the big fella in Jordan Staley, who on his day can be a match winner? Kicked 2 first quarter goals. Haven't called him a lot since then.
I think he's presented really well today too, so he's giving that option up forward. It takes a little bit of pressure away from Hutchinson, who's been their key focal point all afternoon.
All right, so the big man is going to be Benny Willis, out of side. He's going to contest this ruck against Hutha. Hutha front position. Not sure that either ruckman got a tap of it. Marion out the back, got a quick kick, gained 40 metres, went 50 metres high. You have to stop and wait, prop, and they do it nicely, but only momentarily. 3 or 4 players from both sides around the ball, looking for a way through. Can they find it? No, they can't. The umpire needs to take control and does. 40 metres out directly in front.
Jordan Staley in a bit of strife, boxer.
Yeah, after that last contest there as well, but probably just got a stinger there, Scud man.
Thank you. Ball up inside forward 50 for Leongatha, quickly cleared out. It's going to come back though, because Ben Willis will grab it and just barrel it back in. On a searching lead was Hume and Bray again. Bray's in the front spot now, works towards the boundary line. That's his friend. And we'll have another boundary throw in there. One-on-one contest has been good today in the back half.
Brilliant too, and Bray's had a real standout last 5 or 6 minutes there too. He's really thwarted Leongatha's entries.
Only had the 1 point scored so far, so the margin sits at 5 points in favour of Wonthaggi. 8 minutes in the last quarter. Quick kick from this stoppage to a real dangerous spot, top of the square. Reid was back there. He's going to square it out wide to Chug. The boundary line's close. He lands in the field of play, and we've got a boundary throw in on the near side of the ground now. Grandstand side here at Parrot Park. Deep in Leongatha's forward line. Wonthaggi having trouble to get it past their centre the last few minutes. But they hold on as the umpire gets things going again. Doesn't quite get to the rucks. Out the back there. Sweeping handball was Reid out towards Chug, again close to the boundary line. Worked off it by Heppel, who has a banana shot from the boundary and kept it skinny. It's a minor score. Upgrade a brand new mobile phone, unlocked on a plan at Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland. Says the margin now at 4 points.
Aidan Lindsay, after a quick kick in from full back, grabs the ball. Down the corridor they go. Good work. They find Mitch Hayes. Looks to his left and then to his right. Goes left. Had an option right too. The left option was Ryan Sparks. Around about half back line. They didn't gain any pressure up forward or any meterage up forward. Opened the ground up just a touch, or did they? Because the kick towards half forward falls short. Staley's just not moving as well as he should be. And now Leongatha. They give ground. They want to keep possession. This kick needs to be perfect, and it is. Good kick it was from Harry. Defensive 50 they are. It falls in the arms of Travis Nash, who goes towards that outer side. Kick needs to be perfect again, and is. No room for error. Cameron Stone goes towards the corridor to Marion. He's starting to will himself into this game. Left half forward flank, just chipping and finding a way through. Willis dropped the head just as Hutha came through and applied some pressure. As a result, the mark was dropped. Now the ball comes back wing side. Good pressure as well from Cooper McInnes. Can they keep the ball in the area? They can't just at the moment. They need to keep Leongatha out of that forward 50, and they do once more. The defence standing strong. This time through Kyle Reid. Towards the outer side, and Schultz goes inside the corridor. They're starting to find some gaps. Aidan Lindsay probably needs to go long. That's a call from Nick Licino in the box. He goes long, finds Jacob Thomas from 55. Got Blair on the lead, presented beautifully, and Blair's inside 50 now. So he's got another short option. He's going to take that option. He's going to find the option. Good running by Jacob Thomas. Jacob Thomas now, with the boundary just metres to his right, and the goal's just 30 metres away, and his side just 4 points up.
Pop, you called it before when the players look tired. They do look very tired now too, so when you're going for that danger kick inside or you're trying to get that springboard effect, you've got to make sure you pinpoint now, especially when the game's so close and in the balance here.
Opportunities are rare, and these can be the difference between winning and losing. Tough shot from the boundary. Gee whiz, off the boot. Don't tell me. Oh. Just across the face of goals. Off the boot looked pretty sweet. And a minor score, everyone counts. But guess what? 5 points the margin. Leongatha now have the ball, Paul Carter.
9-7-61 Wonthaggi on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Leading Leongatha 8-8-56. We played 11 and a half minutes into the final quarter.
So Leongatha, Sam Forrester has it. Will kick it in. From fullback, takes a good 5 metres, runs out now, kicks it nicely to Talon Brill. And Talon takes the mark. On the half-back flank for the Parrots. Looking for a short option. goes in the direction of Willis, although means it's out of bounds on the full.
Too much time.
Just to let you know, there's a close game happening down the highway. It's a 2-point margin in favour of the Tigers against Druin. In that one, we'll keep up to date with those scores. Brody Mabelia, a big fly to the back from Talonville. He put a spoil on. Forrest had to go and win at ground level. Here comes Blair. He's been very good. Jared, sweeping handball to Sparks. Banana! On the inside of Banana! Ryan Sparks! Could that be the one? 12 minutes into the last quarter, Ryan Sparks has checked the check. He's kicked the check side from the wrong side of the ground box up.
He did, and I'll tell you who the critic has got to go to here is Tommy Huther. He stood inside
the tackle.
No, he didn't he laid the tackle, but what he did, he waited for the Leongatha player to grab the ball before he actually committed himself to it. Then he was given the opportunity to play the tackle, fed the ball out. Jared Blair, what a great handball over two Leongatha players, and the inside-out check side kick has caught here by my mate Scud. It was a fantastic goal. In a clutch moment.
11-point lead to Wonthaggi at the 12-minute mark of the final quarter, 10-7-67 to 8-8-56. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard.
Hoofer gets the tap down. Never has a centre break been more important for Leongatha. Can this winning sequence of how many wins, Paul Carter?
29.
Be broken today. Wonthaggi have the Leongatha side on the ropes. Is it rope-a-dope or is it real deal? We'll find out in just a few minutes as Leongatha go forward again. They're not going to give up this winning streak without a fight. Absolutely guarantee that. The boundary beats all though, 30 metres out from Leongatha's goals. We're only 13 and a half minutes gone, so still 15 minutes or thereabouts in this quarter you would think, and the lead is just 11 points. So now, here we go again, Leongatha. I reckon the player with the ball may have been Jackson Harry, was it, or Van der Blight again?
Yep, free kick.
And he gets the free kick to Van der Blight, busy in the third quarter. And now he needs to find something, needs to find a goal here. He's on the boundary, 35 metres from home after that free kick. He'll kick from 40 metres, you'd think. On the right side for a right footer.
Big moment right here for Moore Bowling Club.
Yep. So Leongatha, 11 points down, but with a kick on goal from 40 metres from the boundary. Van der Pleit's been in form, and he just pulled it left.
Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, upgrade to a brand new mobile phone, unlocked or on a plan at Harvey Norman Computers, Gippsland today.
Leongatha 8-9-57, trailing Wonthaggi by 10 points. The Power are 10-7-67. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard at 14 and a half minutes played.
Reid was the target from full back, and Reid took the mark and then just got it off the side of the boot. So West away now for Leongatha, who'll take the intercept mark on the wing. As the Parrots trail by 10 points, they've won 29 games straight. That's one almighty record. Will today be the day? Will Wonthaggi break these records like they have done in the past? And they get it to half forward, Leongatha, but it goes over for a boundary throw-in. Just repeating, Paul, in the pre-game, we've had those three big records.
That's it.
It was Leongatha's obviously current one. The other two were
for 2003-5 and Traralgon 98-2000. All had a Wonthaggi connection to them.
Well, will Wonthaggi be the side that knocks off this Leongatha streak? Huther tried to take it out of the ruck, had a fresh area and got pinged for holding the ball. They're going to go forward. This Van der Pleit kid goes all right, and he drives it in towards the Hume direction, and Bray, this one-on-one battle's good. It gets over the back on this occasion, but here's Hume. He can't quite gather up. Burns was there as well. Hume again, puts it through. Yes, he does. Jack Hume gets it through for Leongatha. He's got his fourth, does Jack Hume. And you can hear by the horns around the ground, the Parrots are back within 4 points.
Geez, they find it well done, Leongatha, and I suppose here we are talking about records to be broken. They said, come and get it. And that great contest this afternoon with Bray and Hume. Hume's got 4, but he wouldn't take too much away from Bray either. But this time he had 2 to beat, and Hume was in the right spot then.
And it's, as Darryl said, a 4-point margin, 16-minute mark of the final quarter. Leongatha 9-9-63 on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. Wonthaggi 10-7-67.
Just quickly, Boxer, Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland around the grounds.
Yeah, we've got a final score already with more victors, 14-15-99 to Druin, 14-7-91.
Huther v Willis. Again, centre break crucial. I reckon Huther got the tap to Willis. Willis took the ball down the corridor, 50 metres. Burns tried to jump high. Nicely done at ground level it was by Brill. He couldn't find the goals, but they're going to get a second chance. A quick kick across the goal. It's all Leongatha. Don't tell me it's Aaron Heppel. 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's side down by 7 points.
Wow.
It's just that lack of concentration then by Wonthaggi. They allowed players to run inside 50 and left Heppel all on his own.
So by 4 points, is it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's
4 points.
There's a glitch in the lighting system.
There is, but it's okay. 4 points. Heppel. This could regain the lead for Leongatha. I reckon he may have pushed it right. No, he hasn't. Wow. He's pushed it right through the goals. That's what he's done. And Leongatha grabbed that lead and keep that winning record intact momentarily.
Wow. Yeah, I just think, like I said, Wonthaggi players stayed outside that defensive 50 and didn't keep check of their Leongatha opponent. And what would you leave a player like Aaron Heppel on his own? Just these lapses now for Wonthaggi, you just got to move him away.
Marriott was good. He
was fantastic. They used the ball very well inside 50.
10-9-69, Leongatha now back into the lead. They've got a 2-point lead over Wonthaggi, 10-7-67.
All class prevails, all thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute this afternoon, the best on-ground performer. Back to the middle they go. Huther again. Here's that man, Marriott. Vanderplat didn't have the footy, or they called a throw on Marriott, and Lindsay will have the free kick for Wonthaggi. He rolls around. We're at 18-minute mark. Kick towards Sparks. Has to do a bit of groundwork. To Blair. Did a big don't argue. Now kicked it inside forward 50. Coming out, Harry overran it. Hutchison was there, wrapped up in the tackle of Drew. And we'll have a stoppage now inside Wonthaggi's forward 50. Haven't quite hit the time on period just yet. We're at 18 and a half minutes.
Wonthaggi been ahead for 85 minutes.
There you go. Now Leongatha lead it by 2 points. It's in their forward line though for Wonthaggi. In the front spot there was Staley, although Brill was good. Kicked around his body. High, Heppel there with Knowles. Heppel with strength. Good. Kept his feet and took the mark on his defensive 50. Looks up, goes dangerously inboard, Burns as a target, big spoil from the power over the back. Who finds it at ground level? It's the power, Mobilia to be Thomas. He squeezed a handle out wide, there's a whistle.
High.
Thomas is a free kick, goes in, nicely picked off though by Nash. And Travis Nash just stops that forward thrush.
With the forward 50, or in fact the forward 50 of Wonthaggi just behind him. Just short of left half-back flank, that player Nash goes long towards outer side wing. A mark is important for either side here. Burns taps it to the advantage of a teammate, or does he? Because I tell you what, I think it fell in the arms of Chug, whose handball went searching for a teammate, couldn't find it, and now Leongatha trying to break their way through. Have they taken too long? The umpire says, Pop, you're watching the same game I am. They play on quickly to Wonthaggi. Nicely done by Cooper McGuinness. He kicks for goal from 50 metres. Just off line. Whoa, Paul Carter.
1 point game we have here, 10-8-68, that takes Wonthaggi 2. Leongatha 10-9-69. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard coming up to the 20-minute mark of the final term.
We've hit time on. We've had 3 goals kicked in the final quarter. The kick out from full back though. It couldn't quite mark it. There was McGuinness. Hutchison had to do it well. We got a free kick.
That was there, Poppy.
Holding the man for Hutchison. He's 80 metres out from goal. He's going to roll around and get called to play on. Thumps the kick to the top of the square. Back there is Staley. Can't mark it. Westaway's there. Brill took on Blair. Well done by Brill. Handball though. Had his back turned, did Drew. Eventually gets the handball to Vanderplat. Slipped over. Lost the footy. Hold the footy, they said.
2 Leongatha players down.
Free kick to Isaac Chug. Recruited from Collingwood.
Now, he tackled him with his legs.
Yep. Yeah, as he slipped.
So that's a free kick.
Oh, okay, so
it can be accidental.
Talking about taking the legs out, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I thought it would have been the other way.
So Isaac Chug got one, recruited from Collingwood last season. He's too far out to score, you'd think. Left footer, kicks it to the top of the square. Willis is back there, double-fisted it forward, you're in a dangerous spot. Staley, front and square! Missed it!
Oh my goodness gravy.
A minus score from 15 metres out. Scores are level. Locked a piece. 10-9, 69. On the Harvey Norman's Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, here we go. So Leongatha couldn't get it out of their defensive 50.
21 minutes gone.
Last kick in, and Wonthaggi struggled for the first part of this final quarter as well. Leongatha faced with the same dilemma. Come grandstand side. Free kick should go Leongatha's way. I thought front on tackle. Player was the call at ground level from 55 metres out. The bottom of the pack is Hopkins. It now spills out. Races on. Who's going to be first player there? There's no time for short steps, and Marriott hasn't taken one in his career, but a quick kick around the body blindly fell on the arms of Jacob Thomas. He goes towards Staley. Staley dropped what he maybe should have taken, and now a wave of Leongatha players come out of defence. The last of those is Talon Brill.
Goes towards half forward. Jack Humes on a searching lead. He's got 5 on Bray. He doesn't have a left foot, so he puts it on the right. Dribbles it towards the boundary line.
Deliberate.
Dribble it towards the boundary line, and it's deliberate. A deliberate out of bounds. 22 minutes gone. Final quarter. Scores are level. We've never had a drawn game between these two sides in this competition.
Lights are on.
Wonthaggi clearing out of defence. Look for some targets. Forrester was there. Isaac Chugg was good at ground level. Took on the tackle. Gave a handle away to Lindsay. Handles back to Chugg. Close to the boundary line. Van der Plyt pushed it over. And we've got a boundary throw in box.
Yeah, fantastic game. Great call, guys, so far. I'll quickly go to the AFL scores full time, and it's the Brisbane Lions 22-20, 152 to feed the North Melbourne 12-5-77.
Well, we had a draw in round 1. Can we have a draw in round 2? We might have to go to the record books for that. Sparks from this stoppage. Barrels it to half forward. Hutchison one-on-one with Bobby. Hutchison takes a mark. He wants to move it. He faked the handball.
Should be moving quickly.
He rolls back. He's going to go run and draw handball. And he gives it across now to Sparks, who drives it in towards McGuinness. It's 1-on-3. Good spoil there. That one was from Dixon. Comes to ground level. Here's Hutchison. The French might be able to do something. Kicked around his body. Hopkins grabs it on the point of the post and runs it over for a boundary throw in. 23.5 box.
Hutchison ran 30 metres from that contest to make the second contest again.
Paul, what are we predicting? How long are we going to go for with only 3 goals kicked? What did the third quarter go for? That's important.
The third quarter went for 28.5 minutes.
So we still might have a few minutes here. We've got another stoppage. Zach, out of this one, quick kick from McGuinness. It's going to be no score. It's actually out of bounds on the full. The free kick will go Leongatha's way.
That's where they want to just keep it in their area.
So everyone under pressure. The players, the umpires.
It's got to be one-on-one now.
The coaches.
It's got to be one-on-one.
You can't go into shell though, can you?
No.
You'll hesitate, and
There's always a few players from either side that maybe sometimes break away from what the plan is to try to be the person to win the game. Scud was always one of those. The ball now get brought back in. Back flank. I say Scud, but I meant me too.
You'll soon find some of these players will step up and want the moment.
Yep.
They'll want it in their hands. That's not you, Boxer.
No.
Jared Blair comes to mind. Tom Marriott comes to mind for Leongatha. Here's Brill, though, from the stoppage. Just barreled it towards half forward. Front spot just worked underneath it from Burns. Out the back is Knowles. Turton, can he do it again? He did it in the grand final last year. Aaron Turton puts it on its way to score. It's taken the lead. It's a minor one. Leongatha lead it by a point.
And this is about the time Nick Lacino kicks the ball the wrong way and the pressure's on.
24 to make it 25 minutes gone now, Pop.
Yep, and the ball gets brought in. Needs to find Blair. Blair on the half volley. He's good enough to pick up. Is he good enough to shake the tackle?
No, he's not. Hopkins has it.
And Hopkins, after a brilliant tackle, and Blair would shrug those tackles maybe 8 times out of 10. Got him on the 9th time, did Hopkins, and now if he can kick through, it's possibly a bridge too far for the visitors who have been tremendously courageous all day. But to be the best, you've got to beat them. And they're a little way off that at the moment. The kick for goal, nope, is offline again. The door's still ajar.
10-11-71, Leongatha leading by 2 points over Wonthaggi, 10-9-69. This is on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. We've played 25 to almost 26 minutes into the final term.
Schultz brings it in. Good little spoiler there from Dixon. Sparks with the target. Chugg was there. He can dance around one. Left foot kick to some open space. There's no one there. He's looking for the boundary. Van der Plyt, no, he's found touch.
Smart kick.
Umpire said it's all okay. Boundary throw in, true centre wing. 26 minutes have gone.
Smart kick. He had no one to go to. He just put it out to space and let the ball just do its thing, and it's created another little stoppage there for him.
Leongatha up by 2 points, tapped down in the middle. Bowman was there. He's been quiet in the second half. Squeezed a handle out to Blair. Here's Lindsay. Left foot kick to some open space. It's a foot race. Turton again. He's got the young legs, and he's on his opponent. Nicely done by Wonthaggi. Can make a fall to ground. Allows Leongatha to pick it up. The handle over the top. Marriott missed the target in Hopkins. Now working hard. Lindsay goes to ground. Turton again. Socket off the ground. Bray's back there. Can't gather it. Bray has to work hard again at ground level. Picked it up nicely done off the toes. Free kick goes to Wonthaggi. Deep in the fence. They're going to move it quickly. They get it out wide to Mobilia. 27 minutes now have ticked over. The Power trail by 2 points. Mobilia chips it over the top to Fergus O'Connor. So O'Connor, defensive 50. Leongatha applying the pressure, and with a lead of just a couple of points and with maybe a couple of minutes to go tops, are keen to keep this ball dead for as long as they can. Hutchinson comes over the top of the pack in an attempt to keep the ball in play. He keeps the ball in play, but unfortunately it falls in the arms of Leongatha's Jackson Harry, who kicks inside forward 50 again. Barrett's one-on-one contest, bounces past the pack. First man up will get first opportunity. Who's the player going to be? It's Bowman. Missed it. And he's missed again. Socket off the ground. Scores were locked away. They've kicked 3 behinds, and 3 gettable goals they were. Wonthaggi bring the ball back in quickly. 3 points of margin on your Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. Big moments right here. The kick from Chug. His teammate fell over in Blair. Leongatha able to handle over the top now to Marriott. He's going to put it back in. Siren sounds! And Leongatha have kicked the last 2 goals of the game. They've won it by 3 points in an absolute thrill in South Gippsland. It went 28 minutes as we thought it would. And Leongatha have won it. The 29-game winning streak continues. We're up to 30 now, Paul.
Certainly is, Darryl. That brings back reminders of that second semi-final last year that Leongatha beat Wonthaggi by 4 points. So Wonthaggi can take heaps out of this game. They will be eyeing off the return match when they take on them, probably in round 11 if the draw is equally balanced. I think it is.
What a game.
Yep.
Unbelievable result. What a game right from the word go. Wonthaggi were gallant. 10-9, 69 in the end, Wonthaggi. And they lost to the Leongatha side.